I was wondering during the week how only one man, will knock over 400 women. How? How? Make it make sense. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chat Room with Mex. We're gonna try to make today's topic relatable, so everybody can learn from it. So we are not saying anything that would, make you want to chase your kids away. So welcome to the show. Welcome. With me today, first and foremost, let me make welcome Olivia in the house. Everybody.
Hello, everybody. Good evening and happy Sunday to you all. How are you doing? Hope you all had a great day so far. Let's get it.
Now, wow, you should have been a rapper. I don't know what you're doing.
I know
doing the job that you're doing.
I know I'm trying a new,
Yes.
maybe I'll rap a little bit before we end the show.
What are you rapping? Amala or
I'm thinking of rapping, pounded yam to be precise.
So, welcome, Olivia. Welcome.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know you guys must have heard the trending story of Baltasar Ebang. He really banga. This guy.
He's just living up to his name.
He's living up to his name. He's living up to his name. And actually, a lot of people, a lot of men and some women actually are proud of this guy. I don't know why, but we'll talk about this in detail. And also, we're going to be touching some other stories about a 16 to 17-year-old who offed or unalived her ex-boyfriend and 4 of his friends. We're going to be touching that also. And we'll come from a professional side why all these things are happening. We have a professional in the house. And in fact, unlike how I used to do it, ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the one, the only Alice, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome, Alice.
Hi, Alice.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, it's nice to have you back. It's been a while. Oh my God. I remember the last time you were here, you were trying to go after pastors.
She was not going after pastors. She was just doing what she was called to do.
Okay. Well, we'll see about that today. I hope there's no pastor involved today. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be introducing our next guest in the house today. I always like to refer to her as the troublemaker. She has always been a thorn in Chatroom's flesh. With no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, make welcome our fisher woman in the house who is wearing a goosey cap today. Just in time, everybody. You're doing the Baltasar dance, Abby. Yes, it is.
Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? Happy Sunday.
Stop. You went fishing today?
I went fishing. No, are you not seeing my Gucci cap? Why you calling my Gucci cap fishing?
What did they write on that cap? It's Gucci. They don't even write all the Gucci. It has only 3 letters.
You know how many dollars this cost me?
Okay, Fancy.
You go, Jacinta.
All right, Fancy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to welcome, this will be my wonderful brother in the house. In fact, if you see our outfit today, you know we're not playing because we know we're surrounded by 3 ladies in the house, and these ladies are troublemakers. One like to fight pastors. She must include pastor in her conversation. The other one likes to say people were left in the abattoir. And, and the other one is a troublemaker, is a fisherwoman. Today, joining me live in the studio is my one and only brother, Stanley, everybody.
What's good, everybody? Thank you for having me. It's good to see everybody in the studio.
Welcome, Mr. Stanley.
Welcome to the show, sir. Welcome to the show. It's good to have you back. You can see we're both having red on. We're ready for anything.
We're ready.
Yes, we're ready.
You're lucky I'm not home. I'll go and change to.
What will they change to?
Red.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome
everybody.
So if you're watching from home, please do us a favor by typing your name and where you're watching from so we can say hi to you, okay? And please be very, very engaging in today's show because we need you to speak your mind about the topic we're going to be talking about today. Ray Pearl is in the house. She says, "Hello, Miss Didi Olowo Shibi.
Huh?
Miss Didi Olowo Shibi. Who is that? Who is she referring to?
Oh, you mean Olowo Shibi? That will be me. Yes, the spoon hand.
I'm sorry. I'm
That
sorry.
will be me. Tell her, me, Miss Ray Pell. How are you? It's
I'm sorry. I don't know.
nice to
I
have
don't know.
you
I don't
on.
know. I don't know what you guys are talking about over there. We have Uzavik. Uzavik is saying, "Hello, my people. Good looks." Yes, thank you very much, Uzavik. It's been a while. You know what I'm
Welcome,
talking about.
Mr. Uzovic.
Victor. That's yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. The internet was taken aback by a very, very serious event that transpired. Two major events actually transpired last week. Two. Event number one. Thank you.
Why do you have to start with that one?
That was event number one that happened. It happened. Okay, we called it in the show last week. Where's Sam? Sam ran away today. Sam ran away today. Huh?
Can't just face it.
Sam couldn't face it because we talked about the
Yeah.
elections. What our predictions were. Olivia, who did you say was going to win? You said Kamala would win.
I said
You said Kamala
hope
would
Kamala win. Yes.
Sam was all about Kamala winning, and I and Stanley had to tell him the truth of what we thought, you know, and it happened just as we called it. So congratulations to President Donald Trump. Yes, congratulations to Kamala Harris for doing a very, very good job.
Congratulations to you.
Your first time on, and you took it head on, you know, and you almost got it. You almost got it, you know.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna do well next time. So let's keep rooting for who we're rooting for, you know. So event number two of what happened last week was a particular event that made everybody talk. In fact, people had to go watch videos, lots of videos on this particular matter.
On serious fellow.
Cameraman, bring me close. I did not watch any video.
Me too.
What are you doing for? Just say that. Did you watch video?
The sister
I watched.
water.
You watched the video, Abby?
I watched the video. Oh, about Simboki.
Okay. Alice, you are saying something.
No, I haven't. I have heard the news, but I haven't seen any video. Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't need to see those videos. They are crazy.
Okay.
Okay, so you've seen it on
Jacinta
behalf of all
watched
of
it on
us.
behalf of all of us.
Olivia, did you watch the video?
No.
Okay. Mr. Stanley, sir, did you see the video?
No, I had no interest. I thought it was a story.
Yep, me too.
Thank you. So yes, but I watched people that saw the video, and they got to why? Come, you will think this job is easy. You will think this job is easy. Don't you know that I have to curate content? I have to make sure I get content and make sure I verify my sources.
Okay. Verifiable.
I had to verify my sources. Okay.
So did you watch the videos to verify your sources?
No, I just watched people that were watching the video.
Oh,
Exactly.
People that watched the video, I watched them. And if you are in the comment section, did you watch the Banker's video? If you did, type Y for yes. If you did not, type N for no. Let's catch all of you one by one. So we have Excel in the house. It says, "Hello everyone. 2 men versus 3 women." Yeah, I go
welcome,
hot, my brother.
welcome, Excel.
You go hot. Victor says, "Yeah, Team Trump, we won." Okay, Victor. And Victor is furthermore saying, "No, he did not watch the video." Are you sure?
Go and watch it. Though.
Okay.
Jacinta.
You say you should go and watch it. Jacinta.
Victor is born again.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Does it mean we that watch the video we are sinners?
You are not born again. You need to be reborn.
Leave born again for who's born again, sister.
Okay. Okay. Let's keep going.
All right.
So
all
the
right.
topic for today's show, main topic for today's show is why I slept with over 400 women and recorded it. why I slept with over 400 women and recorded it. That's the main topic for today's show. We're not going to be playing any video that would, jeopardize, people's, because we have kids watching this, so we don't want to play those kind of videos, but we're going to talk about them. And we're going to try as much as possible not to be explicit. Victor says, Meg, how did you watch people that watch the video?
My question,
You are a suspect.
My question exactly. Thank you.
What is your question, Olivia?
Because when you said I watched the people that were watching it, I'm like, what is he talking about?
But he said something that you didn't speak. Mr. Meg said something. He said he is a content creator and he needed those contents in order for him to create a beautiful stuff for us. So he didn't actually watch the video. He watched the people that watched the video in order for him to have something to say.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Good
Jacinta.
explanation.
Thank you very much, Jacinta. That's how that's a good way to put it. Excel says, I watched 15 of the men on the men video, and the wife owned too.
A Bazimbok, like Jacinta said.
Says, Max, how did you watch? Okay, I've taken this. Victor says, your statement need to be verified. Victor, leave me alone. Leave me alone, please. Okay, I'm just doing my job. Okay, I'm doing my job. It's not easy.
Let's leave him for now. We'll see as the show goes on. We'll see.
Right. Thank you very much, Olivia. So apparently, I'll just give everybody a quick summary of the whole thing, right? So this guy, Mr. Ebang, Baltasar Ebang, he is the financial. I think he is in charge of finances in their country. And Mr. Ebang was they were investigating him for fraud-related cases, right? Embezzlement, money, and finances, and all that. So during their investigation, they went to his office to get documents and get things. And unfortunately, fortunately, for those of you that watched the video and liked it, that would be the fortunately part. But unfortunately, Mr. Ebang, they found tapes in his office. And in those tapes were prominent people. When I say prominent, I mean prominent people's wives in those tapes. There were 2 sets of tapes that were released. I will talk about the first one first, which is what I'm talking about right now. The first set of tape had him with different women. His brother's wife. He's one of the police, the person in charge of their police, the wife. Another one, the daughter and the mother. Another one, a pregnant woman, and she was enjoying herself. Another one, just different, with over 400. And this was recorded, and they knew it was recorded because you see them facing the camera. Some of them were even adjusting the camera. They are adjusting the camera.
And you say you did not watch the video. And you did not. How did you know they adjusted the camera?
Olivia, you said?
How did you know they were adjusting camera if you did not watch the video? Chebi, I told you, Victor, let's leave him and see the show go on.
Again.
How will he explain this thing to you if he did not watch the video?
What did you say, Jacinta?
But he said he did
How
not
are you
watch the
going
video.
to explain this thing to her if you didn't watch the video?
I can explain it without watching the video.
He did not watch the video, but he saw some of the women adjusting the camera.
No. You guys have a shallow mind. You guys have a shallow mind.
Keep going now. Keep going. Shebi, we just started. Keep
you
going.
guys have a shallow mind. Okay.
Okay.
I want to share something with you guys so you guys would understand what I'm talking about. Okay.
Okay.
So some of us that are here to create that need to make sure that we're doing a good job so that you people would understand what we're talking about. You people need to get it that at the end of the day, we don't need to watch such graphic content, such corrupt content that will corrupt us at the end of the day in order to prove a point. No, we listen to people and we learn from people. So I'll show you exactly what's going on here. So, first of all, Jacinta, what do you have to say with this matter before we play the video? What do you have to say to this matter
Well,
before we play the
What
video?
video are you going to play?
Just someone explaining the whole thing. I just want to show you guys how I
Okay.
learned this information. Yes, I want to show you guys how I learned it. So, Jacinta, go ahead.
well, what I have to say concerning this banga issue is, you know, is it my network? What happened?
And
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
It's like they've off. Okay.
I can hear you too. Go ahead, Jacinta. Sorry.
All right. So, what I can say concerning this whole saga, should I call it a saga or whatever, it's like the world is turning into something else. Because I don't understand why a full grown-up man set up a video, a camera on top of a woman, and nobody is not saying no. It's like it's a normal thing in their country, in their city. So to me, for them, they are having fun. But to us, Nigerian, it looks some kind of strange because of where we are coming from, the morals and the teaching that we've got.
Can I make a point?
Go ahead.
Please, is it to their country or to their city, right? It's not the whole country. And
Yeah.
I've seen people in the country condemning that behavior, right? So that's just what I want to say. Just Ghanaians won't do this, these people will do that. Because we don't know what people are doing in Nigeria as well.
Thank you.
Well,
because even in Nigeria itself, it's happening. Oh, don't deceive yourself.
Yeah, but
It's happening.
I think
So,
like it's not
keep
a
going,
whole
Jacinta.
thing. Sorry, should I go ahead?
Go ahead.
Okay, so my bad was saying it in a general form, but it wasn't really in a general form because everybody has their opinion, everybody have the way they do things, and they like it the way they do things. So perhaps he likes what he was doing, and the women were having fun, and they didn't say no to it. So that was their own way of having fun, which to us Nigerian, like I said, some of Nigerians, they don't like it. It's strange to us because of, like I said, the morals and the teaching where we are coming from. As it bad, it gets some Nigeria where still get morals. I know say some no get, but some doesn't have, some still have. So such a video, it's like a shock. But I think the world is really turning into something else. And we are getting to this time of Sodom and Gomorrah. It is beginning to play clearly in our in our time. Just God should just help us and have mercy on us.
Okay. So, like Ali said, right? I want to just say this real quick. It happened in Equatorial Guinea, right? But that doesn't mean that everybody in Equatorial Guinea is doing it. Because
Yeah.
I know some parts of I know that different people do what they want to do, and that's how they feel good or whatever. You understand? So
Yeah.
that particular situation happened in Equatorial Guinea. And to buttress my point to those of you that are shouting, Mr. Mex, how did you not watch it and you are here explaining it? Okay, technician, please get ready to cue a video so that we can prove that there's a way you can know things without actually watching it.
And get mind, knock over 400 women, including pregnant women, people girlfriend, the president daughter, minister wife, even your brother wife self, in not can join. People bad. Now wow, I want post the full video. I want post the link of the full video for the comment section. So if you watch out for my Telegram, you see how people bad. The worst thing is that how this man take convince all these many women, wait till they give them back to back like that. I take convince the people wife. That your wife who you on there say, wait till that woman they do behind you, you never know. Until they show you video where they give your wife doggy before you go. Don't worry, you go cry. And I know the last comment of it. People say I know before, I will not trust my wife. You know that. Now, how they tell expose this man? This man supposed go here go serve. Supposed go here go serve because it won't destroy people home marriages and people life and future. How they tell discover This man committed he was suspected of money laundering. You know that, so they could carry out investigation. They call the investigator. So during the course of investigation, they call visit the house. When they visit the house, like all this body where they fight financial crime, like all this EFCC, they visit the house. When they visit this man's house, they call discover a tape where they record women, over 400 women. Where this guy they record themselves, where they knock them back to back, pregnant women they inside. Hey, so as I dey like this, I go see person wife wey get belle. My go see the entire the woman wey get belle. How woman wey get more people do. Woman wey get belle, person wife wey get belle, go dey attractive to you. That not be wickedness and evil. Person wife wey get belle, go dey attractive to you. Go say I go dey attractive. You go dey sexy for your eye. This guy bad. So when they come play over the, when they play the video, they call discover say. When they play the video, they call discover say this guy don't knock over 400 women. Check the link on the first comment. You'll see him. Maybe go watch the full video for Telegram. Young girls, old women, people wife, people children, even your old brother wife. The guy knock a clear and show. He's at a stone bed.
Okay, let's stop right there, right? So now, do you not believe me when I say I watch people that watch the video? Who wants to speak now?
Yes,
Okay.
a little bit.
Okay.
It's
I
the people that
believe you a
the people
little
that
bit.
were asking that will answer the question. For me, what video? No, what video is the same thing we're talking about.
Okay. So let's go to Olivia. Olivia, what do
Yes.
you think about this particular situation? Do you think that this guy did a bad thing? Do you think that the guy is to blame for whatever is happening right now with this particular kind of video? I don't want to mention the S word, but with this particular kind of video, do you think the man is responsible, or do you think the women that he was knocking are responsible, or there's nobody that is responsible? Everybody is just living their life the way it's supposed to happen. What do you think?
Oh Lord. Of course, I think I think everybody involved has a problem. It's not just the man. I mean, the man, I'm still trying to find a word to use for the man.
Yeah, I find it quick.
But I think I do think every one of them has their own faults. It's not just the man. The man, of course, men will always be men. But come on, if it was just single ladies and just whatever, he was having fun and he did it with over 400, my worry at that point would be, doesn't he get tired? But in this situation, we're talking about married women, somebody's wife, and all that. So of course, he has a problem. He has a major problem.
So what you're saying is, if it were just 400 single ladies, there will be no problem.
I wouldn't have a problem with that because, well, they are all consenting adults, and of course they were doing what they feel they need at the time. So I wouldn't have a problem with that. But it's a problem because of the recording and because of the fact that he wasn't doing it with only singles. He was pretty much doing it with it. Like, hell, how many women are in Equatorial Guinea? The man,
he actually did it with an old woman too.
Like, how many women do they have in Equatorial Guinea? Over 400 women.
How many?
Just one tiny man.
Don't call him tiny. Oh, why are you calling him tiny?
Thank you, Jacinta.
All his pictures on social media, he looks like a tiny man to me.
Oh, you're talking in terms of height and weight?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
No,
he looks like a small. He looks like a small. He looks like a small-bodied man.
When you watch that video, Olivia, you will understand the man's bola. Don't call him tiny. He might look tiny on the outside, but when you watch the video, when you see bola, you go bow for bola. Don't call him tiny.
Okay.
I'm telling
Jacinta, let me use this opportunity to remind you that I am a minister of God.
I'm also a prophetess.
Bola.
I am a prophetess.
I was Minister Max, Abby.
I am a prophetess of the Most
I
High
am a
God.
prophetess, sister.
Do not
I
use
am a
that word.
prophetess.
Okay.
And that was not
okay.
what I was talking about, anyways. I was just talking about his physical stature. I didn't see his thing. Fortunately for me, I did not see that. I saw the picture of him with suits on that was posted. He looked like a regular size man. To me, he doesn't look like a man that can do that. But now there's evidence that he did it. So there's something obviously mentally wrong with him somewhere. Some synapses are not connecting in his head. Like, how do you even do? Like, I want an explanation.
Okay. Okay. Alice.
Yes.
Before I want Alice to approach this from a professional standpoint, right? But before Alice goes, I want Stanley to say something. Stanley has just been looking.
Stanley, you are a man. I beg, explain
He
this
has
to
just been
us.
looking. So, Mr. Stanley, sir, with this happening now, with this particular situation that happened, right? Obviously, his wife is there by the side, and this guy has
He has children.
beautiful kids,
Beautiful wife and children. I mean,
in fact,
I don't want to talk
his
about the wife.
his wife and kids, all beautiful. Like, he has a beautiful family. This is his family. Very nice, beautiful looking kids, nice family. Beautiful wife as well.
And so look, this man born a lot of boys.
With this particular thing, what do you think can make a man do something like this? Do you think that this man is to be blamed for whatever reaction people are getting on social media? Especially there was something that said one of the ladies ended up offing herself because of the video and all that. Do you think that this man should be sued for this particular act of nakarization? Because I decided to name him Nakademos, and I also attempted to contact the Guinness Book of Record to say that this man should be put on the Guinness Book of Record of the Nakaton, because he has knocked a lot. What are your thoughts, sir? People in the comment section, please share your thoughts. Do you think this man deserves to be jailed because of this Nakarization act? Or do you think he should be put in a Guinness Book of Record, the Nakaton section, for this particular act? Let's go.
Nakaton. I like that.
Well, I know you said the Alice is going to speak from the professional perspective, but I personally think it's a mental disease he's got.
Thank you.
He needs help with.
Okay.
That's on one end. I won't speak much about that. I'll let Alice talk about it. But on the other hand, there is this growing concern of these occultic spiritual practices that involves knacking between people that is kind of common and beginning to pop its head in different parts of the world, and people seem to be getting engaged in it. It's not new. It's just that we're just beginning to hear of them now, and they are moving the step forward by recording it, hiding it. There's a case here in the U.S. That one is known by everybody. There are many of these kind of actions going on almost everywhere, and it didn't start yesterday. It's been going on for decades, centuries. It's just now that it's becoming public. These are matters that should be private, and they are being made public now. So it's surprising to everyone. But here's my concern, though. These kind of things, if not properly addressed, and they are just treated just anyhow, will with time become a norm in the society. And that's my biggest fear about this, looking at the kind of response that this news from Africa is getting. But should the man be sued? It's a civil matter, but on the other end, there was a consent. From what I heard and read, all the parties were consenting adults, so to say, when the actions took place. But it is 400 versus 1. So pretty much the problem, I don't think is with the other women. I think is with the man, because maybe they do not even know that each one of them have been victims of this guy in all of these sexcapades that he's been involved in. So should he be sued? If the family or the spouses want to pick up civil lawsuits, that yes, it can be done. But on the other hand, believe it or not, the man has a good case. He can in turn sue the government and
Exactly.
get with it, get away with it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stanley. Thank you very much. While you were talking, I wanted to before Ali speaks professionally, I want to take this comment real quick. And this person says, please, we are also forgetting that this is a married man, breaking the secrecy of the union called marriage. First of all, he is definitely an irresponsible man when it
What
comes
about
to
what?
morals. Wait now, when it comes to morals, he is on level in practically the zero behind the decimal point on the moral compass. In terms of being a member of the government body and using public office for his sexcapades, then we are talking of refunds. So I believe when this person is mentioning refunds, they mean the man is supposed to refund them, because when he was supposed to be working, he was busy knacking. Working, knacking. Potato.
Potato.
Alice,
Oh my
Alice, go ahead, please.
Ah,
So I think the first thing that we have to kind of differentiate is that this can be morally wrong,
Mhm.
depending on what your morals is. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, depending on what your moral is, it can be wrong. Depending on what your religion is, it can be wrong. It doesn't mean that it is illegal. All the people involved were consenting to it. I think, like Minister Stanley said, the person who could be doing something illegal here is probably the government for bringing all of these things out. If it was done in private and the people involved agreed to do it in private. And so the other thing is also, if there are 400 women or 400 people who are recorded, that could also mean that there are people who maybe declined to be recorded as well. So
Mhm.
we can say that it could be more than that 400, because there could be
Yeah,
people,
over 400.
yeah, there
Mhm.
could be people who are like, I don't want to be recorded, or I don't want to be put into this.
So, Alice, do you see sex addiction in this particular situation
Yes,
as a therapist?
yes, that was what I was going to come to, because I mean, over 400 people, that is one person, that is excessive.
Professor Naka.
I never even knock reach 0.001 of a knocking.
Yeah.
Child.
Mental health problem.
Alice,
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
So maybe gambling, I say gambling, sex addiction
Mhm.
could fall under addictive behaviors or behavior addiction, right? Some people are addicted to exercising. They will overdo it. They do it all the time. Some people are addicted to shopping. I mean, there are some sort of addiction that is considered normal, and some are shamed. So something like sex addiction, that is shamed. But also, if we look, we can not only look at the number and say that it is that specific addiction. There has to be like a thorough assessment that,
Oh, yeah.
does he feel like, can he stop on his own, or is this something that he feels like he has no control over and he cannot stop? When he stops, is he going to go through maybe withdrawal or other distress if he said, I'm not going to do it, and he stops doing it? Is it getting in his way of life? That means his work, his social life, his family life. We also have to think about, is he spending maybe a lot of money paying this women, or going out of his way every day? He feels like, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. So the number in of itself is not enough, because somebody could be having sex with one person, and we can still say maybe they are addicted to sex if they want it all the time, if that's all they want to do every day all the time. So the number doesn't necessarily The number is alarming. I'm not saying that the number
But
is not.
it doesn't equate to
It doesn't equate to like if let's say he's going to see a mental health professional or a psychiatrist and he only said, oh, I have had sex with 400 women and all of that, they are not going to say okay, because then that's sex addiction. Of course that will ring a bell, like ding ding, maybe we have to do this thorough assessment to see what is going on, right? And then I think the other thing is also we can also talk about obsessive compulsive disorder. Is this like obsession? So is this an obsession as well? Maybe doing it, not really enjoying it, but is it like he's obsessing over it all the time? So it can also be like an obsessive or a thought disorder as well. So there could be a lot of things that could be at play here.
Okay. Thank you very much, Alice. Thank you. But I see comments coming in already. People are already throwing in comments. Before we take those comments, please don't forget to do what we always do. Don't forget to like where you're watching this from. Don't forget to hit the subscription tab so you know whenever we're on. Don't forget to hit the notification tab so you know whenever we're coming live. And lastly, don't forget to share.
Share.
That's it.
Yes.
Now, wow, I prefer some software. You're always too boring.
Okay, I'll work on it. I'll surprise you next time.
So let's take some comments before we continue with our conversation.
Let's the present.
What?
The present.
What present?
Sorry, sir, it was not you.
You see the intro I gave? That's what I was talking about. Intro, Jacinta the troublemaker. Okay. So now let's keep going. Excel says he was there in the spirit. So that was with regards to me not watching the footage or the videos. Repel says, as long as they all knew he was recording, then there's no case here. Now he can go after the people who leaked those videos. Actually, at the end, the man has a problem. Ha. She furthermore says, addiction is real, whichever kind of addiction it is. In his case, we can guess what kind he probably has. Well, I was talking to a colleague earlier on during the week, and the person was saying, oh, this is sex addiction. This is sex addiction. And I said, what are your criteria of saying this is sex addiction? Did this person meet all the criteria of sex addiction? Is the person able to stay away from it? How long has the person been doing this for? And all those other things, And I was saying, if you don't hear from that person himself to give you all these answers, you can't just categorize it into addiction. Some people have fantasies. Some people have things that they just want to, that tickles their fancy. It doesn't mean that they are technically addicted to it. He wants to record 400 videos, knock all of them, record it 400 times. We don't know if he was on a mission.
I would like to ask Miss Alex a question.
When I'm done, right? When I'm done. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry. Now, this guy has been doing this. He kept those videos private. Those ladies knew he was recording. Those videos were kept private. People came investigating financial crime, not sex escapades, not a Nakaton visitation, but they were supposed to expose financial misappropriations and issues. But they now found or stumbled across sacred private files that this guy had. And they did not just confiscate them and held them, but they decided to do what? To leak them out to the public. Now, in reverse, I dare say, those women that are in all those videos can go ahead and sue the government that leaked. I don't think it was the government that leaked it, but because the guy is a top-ranking official and his uncle is the president.
So probably the people doing the investigation?
Yes, the people doing the investigation should be sued.
They are still the government.
They should be sued for it. And behind the whole thing, I see some witch hunting in the whole situation. some witch hunting because this guy allegedly knocked the commissioner of police wife. so tell me, if this guy got, no wonder when they arraigned the guy in court, the way they shackle this guy, they shackle his leg. They didn't handcuff him only. They handcuff his leg, handcuff his hand, as if he was going to run away. But hey, let's take some comments. Then Jacinta would say something, as she wanted to say something. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So a Facebook user says he is into the porn industry. He's just doing his regular business. He doesn't deserve to be jailed. Those women were not forced or manipulated. They should not jail him. However, I think they want to deal with him exactly because he touched some person's wives. And don't forget that majority of these women that this guy knocked are high-ranking officials' wives.
So I heard.
Rich women that lack nothing. So it's not as if he was
doing the
doing
president's daughter also.
But he did.
Allegedly.
I heard there was the president's daughter was also.
Allegedly, they said the president's daughter was part of it. As a matter of fact, there's a video that came out that they talked about the president's daughter commenting, but we'll show that video very soon. Let's just get done with this comment. Facebook user says they were all informed they are being recorded. Were you there? Victor says, I don't know why the guy was arrested. He didn't rape anyone. These females gave consent. He just he's just addicted to knacking. Unfortunately, please free him to go home. Well, the reason why he was arrested because of the financial crimes that he investigated.
Now
So
everybody
that's
has
why.
forgotten about the financial crime.
Now exactly everybody have forgotten financial crimes.
It's just like
and are
Nigeria.
going after his Nakaton section. That's not nice. Excel says, for me, I feel he's trying to create his record and break Solomon's record. Igwe Solo. Okay. We'll come back to that. Jacinta, go ahead.
Okay, I wanted to ask Miss Alice, if it happens to be in Nigeria, they will say the man is under a curse because Nigerians and witchcrafting and curse issues, it's like 5 and 6 because everything we want to give it to the witch kingdoms. Why I wanted to ask this question is some time ago, I took my younger sister to school and a man came and lay at her back and then before you know, brought out his sigola and was rubbing on her skirt. Before you know, he came. So my sister he just felt something on her skirt hot and she shouted. So when I turned, I saw somebody holding his bola on his hand and I held him. I said, don't put it inside, hold it there. And then I screamed. And then people came and arrested him. I said, don't put it inside. Hold it till we get to the police station. And we went to the police station. And he was like, they cursed me. He so just got married. Like, so what will you call that? Is he an addiction? Or was he cursed?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So you hold this one, Bola, and say, don't put it inside there.
This is not a funny issue. Right?
It was not funny.
Yeah.
My father thought they sent him to come and do something to his daughter.
Oh.
So I said, Oga, you will not put it in your trouser. Hold it on your hand. And he held it and, everything was rushing on his hand. It was so irritating. We went to the police station and he was crying that it was a curse, and he just got married like 2 weeks ago. So what will you call this? Like you were talking about addiction because in this man's case, I see something like addiction, like the man in Equatoria. It's not an addiction thing because he's having fun. What will you call this case? Is it that he was cursed or
Minister Max?
Yeah, okay.
How much time do we have?
Well, just give her give her.
This is not it's not an addiction. What that man did, that is sexual assault. we have to call it for what it is. And if we say it's a curse and all of that, it takes accountability from people. From people, he did something illegal, right? Which is why we're talking about consent when it came to this, the Equatorial Guinea guy. That it appears these women were consenting, because the illegal thing will come in if these women were not consenting. Then it would be illegal. So what that man did to your sister, we are not going to justify it with any mental health issue or anything like that. It was illegal. It is sexual assault. People like that should be arrested and put in jail. They should be held accountable for their behavior.
But here's what I have to say to that.
Go ahead, Stanley.
That case in 1995, when I was in school at the University of Benin, a similar case occurred. We were, I think, in line at the boss's office. We were trying to pay and things like that. But there was this guy who, the same thing he did behind a girl in the line as well. So, and he didn't force her, he didn't touch her, he didn't put his hands on her, he didn't do anything of that nature. I beg to differ that I think it's either a fine line between a mental health issue or, as Jacinta is suggesting, maybe a spiritual aspect that is affecting him. If the man would publicly say that this is what happened to me, this is what somebody did to me in the past, I think it gives credence. Locking him up in jail won't solve the problem.
Because he will come out and go again.
They said a woman cost him. That he disappointed a woman and another woman lay cost on him.
Yeah, those things happen. They happen.
Yeah, they happen.
They do happen.
But even if that's what it happened, that's what it is, he should still be able to be held accountable for the laws of the country, right? Even if it's mental health, when a person does something and they say that, oh, this is a mental health issue, it is not an excuse for the behavior. Oftentimes it is an explanation, and they will still face the law. So if they cannot stand trial, they will be put into a mental health institution.
Well, you see, that's again, this is Nigeria we're talking about, where this health, what do you call them?
Mental health disorders, mental health illness.
Really were talked about, and you don't have access to care.
Whenever you come up that you have a mental health disorder, that case is cancelled.
So
nobody talks about it.
So here's what it is. African spirituality has a strong hold sometimes when these things are done. When you hear stories, you just but open your mouth and gape. If he says that's a concern and they investigate and find out that yes, something of that nature
has happened multiple times,
then I think he needs help. Put him in jail will not solve it. Imagine a situation of two communities getting into a battle in Nigeria. Then one community put out a curse on the other and said, nobody will marry your daughters. And decades down the line, ladies from that community are having trouble getting married. If they get married, they don't stay in their marriages. It doesn't last. So this African spirituality aspect is something to be mindful of, and we have to figure out a way to get those that are affected help.
Okay, so let's take some comments real quick. But before we take those comments, yes, Stanley is right. African spirituality in general is also key, but there are some things you cannot do and blame it on that spirituality. You'll still be punished under the law while you get help spiritually for whatever is going on with you or is happening with you. One
thing I was going to say, Max, and this is just, you remember the guy that slapped that guy at the boat driver?
Yeah.
There are many people that are hinging it on 5 minutes of madness, that's not the kind of person he is, that it was just his 5-minute moment of madness. So
then I think those people have 2 minutes.
They have 2 minutes of madness.
This kind of things on different explanations or ways they want to.
Yes, sir. So assault is assault, no matter what. You assault somebody, whether it's 5 minutes of madness, or it took 5 minutes for you to. After all, it takes a second to off or end someone. So that's that this thing is just, and moreover, the way that case even went, if I'm even angry about it. But let's take some comments real quick. We have okay, so Lunik is in the house. So Lunik, how you doing? He says Baltasar is the second coming. Please, let's protect this man from being buried.
Second coming of what?
A lot of
Second
people
coming from
believe
where?
me, a lot of people like that guy. In fact, that guy should run for president.
They feel like he's done something, right?
400.
He's a hero to some.
Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, Emeka is in the house. He says, I'm curious, Mr. Mex, have you seen any of these videos? My brother, you're the one that is curious. Are you asking me? It's you that is curious. Why are you asking me if I've seen it? You're curious. Go and see it yourself. I know what you're trying to do there. Anyway, Emeka Foramo says, I feel the manga was just counting census, fantasy goals. Okay, we have a comment, and the comment says, I'm consciously staying away from calling it something clinical because I am not a doctor and I cannot address that. But what I can say is that you cannot omit spiritual associations, given that this is also somewhere in Africa. Legally, there is no case against him, given that these are allegedly consenting adults who consented to this, except otherwise. Well, yes, legally, with regards to the whole sex thing or knacking thing, I don't think there is any legal thing to hold him accountable to, because this, and moreover, hey, we have some breaking news that would calm everybody down. Everybody is talking about this. How do you think the wife will be feeling at this point? Olivia, just say something. How do you think the wife is feeling at this point?
Do you want me to say something based on the last week event or based on what's happened after that? Because which one do you want me to say based on?
Don't be a Sam Soft by jumping the gun. Just say something.
Okay, all right. At first, I felt bad for the wife because I saw that she has a lot of children and she's a very beautiful woman. So to have that image out there of her husband doing all these things, of course, I felt bad for her. I felt sorry for her. I kind of felt her pain, but now I don't know what I feel.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Yes. So now, pertaining to the video we talked about that I wanted us to see or to watch. Let's just watch this.
This quote is from the president's daughter, allegedly. Let me read it. It was published by one Nigerian blog. I am sorry I did this to you. Equatorial Guinea's president's daughter drops her one piece on Minister Nakana. Bala is a very sweet man. I was jokingly telling my friend who was a daughter to the chief judge about how sweet he is. Never knew she would tell her mother, who went straight up for her own share. It's my fault. I'm sorry. After president daughter collects her own share of Ebang Zimbala, she went for testimony. You know, when the Lord has been good to you, you do testimony.
Okay. So this particular...
Wait, hold on. So, wait, because now everything is changing now. If we want to follow this video we just watched, everything is changing because now it's sounding as if this man is not even 100% the problem. He has women coming
He
to
was
him
Thank you
advert-
very
based,
much.
based
He
on
was-
referral.
It was
Based on
advert
referral.
via word of
You have to go
mouth.
back to the original plan.
It is called word of mouth marketing.
When they were coming to him based on referral, like, okay, girl, this was good, and then we go. No, so
That
now
is why. That is
I
why
don't think he
I
has
told
a
you.
problem at
You
this
are
point.
saying,
I told
girl,
you.
this girl
That is why.
allegedly, this girl told her friend, the Chief
And our
Justice
friend told
daughter,
her, Mama,
the Chief Justice daughter. Imagine Chief Justice, you knock, allegedly, you knock the Chief Justice daughter, you knock the Chief Justice wife, and you want to seek justice. Not justice you will far away from.
That is why I told her. I said, if you have not watched that video, don't judge that man or judge those ladies.
I was not
Because-
judging him. I mean, I thought he had some
All right,
problem.
let me
But
continue.
now I don't know.
Let me continue. Now, this girl herself allegedly, and they went and told her best friend, Chief Justice daughter, allegedly, and that Chief Justice daughter told her mother, and the mother decided to go for her own share
Of the national
of the
cake.
nakarization. After the mother went for her own share, she came back and the daughter went for her own share. Two people in one family. And you people are blaming this.
See, right? I mean,
This
right
man
now,
has been abused. This is abuse. Charlie,
100 to 1 man.
don't you agree with me?
This man
I
has
mean,
been abused.
He's the victim.
I don't right now. I don't know. I'm not. I still think something is wrong with him because I don't know how he could do
What do you
so
mean?
many.
People,
We
but
should
I-
pity
are
this
going
man.
around,
But I
people
don't.
are going
Yeah,
around referring themselves, coming to stab,
We should pity this
to attack
man.
this man, coming
We
to
should
punish
be
this man,
pitying this man.
coming to mother and daughter.
Let's pity this man. Let's pity this man small. We should pity this man 400 to 1. And then after you buy, you see say he's rich, then you tell another to come and buy. Let's pity him. We're only talking about the woman. How about the man?
It's called chop one, chop two.
That's chin.
Okay. Mr. Stanley, what do you have to say? Me, I've talked, so take my voice have go.
You know, if this report from this blog is credible and is true, then it wasn't the man going to look for them. They came to
Yes.
look. So that's why I say whoever is trying to sue him has no case, because he could use that against them, and the fact that they consented as a no basis for whatever claims they file against him. You know, so if it's based on referral, then some of the blames need to be taken away from the man.
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you, sir. So, Alice, how are you seeing this case right now? How are you seeing how it's unveiling?
How what?
The case is unveiling now. Are we now beginning to rule out some things?
mental health issue.
I think it still holds, right? Because again, these women didn't force him. If he consented to doing it, it still hold. And I think with what you talked about, he also has children. So with now everything in the public, we also have to think about the well-being and the mental health of his children. If they go to school, what are their
With all those boys I've seen,
he has
with all
like
those
7 boys. I
all
think
those
their
boys,
friends will be
my
proud
father,
of them.
my father.
I think
My father is a strong man.
I think their friends will be proud of them because of what their father did. I think he only has boys. So yeah. He's creating a lot of bangers.
But you know, kids bully each other, right? Or some parents will feel like, oh, I don't want my children to play with this person's child again, and all of those things.
Alice
is too Americanized.
Let me give you a little example. Let me give you a little
Alice
example.
is too Americanized.
Alice, imagine this. Hey, so your father went and knocked over 400 with her. I know that you're the son of a man that can do that. Yes, my father is a very strong man, very, very strong man. And then one girl will come. Are you strong like your dad?
You stop.
Please ignore that part. But this is it though. This is it, right? I think for this particular case, whoever released those videos, they need to be sued. But again, since the guy knocked Chief Justice wife and daughter, who they will carry out?
You don't even know if it's the Chief Justice that had them.
But there is a twist to this story. There's a twist to it. Reports reaching us during the middle of the week. You know, I told you before, I watch people that watch these videos closely, and these people I watch are very reputable sources.
Mm-hmm.
They will watch and do the assignment and mark and timeline everything, and then they will report back to us.
Mhm.
Report reaching us states that Baltasar Ebang was not the only one Ibangering. His wife also was doing the same thing.
Are you serious?
Yes,
That's
sir.
why I said I don't know what to think anymore now, because I saw that report.
Kidding me?
Yes,
But
sir.
did they have like an open relationship, an open
There
marriage?
you go. You see why you're on. You're thinking the right way.
Wow.
So apparently,
Mm.
while he's video leaked, the part of the video that was released of his wife knocking some other men were also found in his office.
Uh-oh.
That means, yes, that means it's a family archive something.
It's a family affair, family business.
Minister Max, you know, here in the US, people engage in swinging where they exchange
Mhm.
partners or wives, open relationship, and all of those things. So maybe that's what.
I don't think they know what that is in Equatorial Guinea.
Well, hey, they're doing it. They're doing it.
They are doing it, but I don't
Now-
think they know that's what they are doing.
Now, to shed more light to that, with that now happening, let's just wait. I'm trying to show us something real quick. Okay, let's watch this.
Government of Equatorial Guinea has banned or imposed a restriction on its citizens, prohibiting them from downloading or sharing any multimedia files via mobile data on WhatsApp. They even went ahead to install CCTV cameras in every government office, every official's office. I feel like it's already too late. The deed has been done. Prohibiting its citizens from downloading. In fact, the videos are everywhere. For me, I feel like there's a little bit conspiracy in what is going on. There is a huge conspiracy in all these scandals. Do you know why? The man is just like an EFCC of Nigeria, the chairman of EFCC. They were accused of bribery and corruption. There was a research. They are looking for the bribery and corruption towards him, not about his affair, what he does with his own personal life. So they found out these tapes. Why did they leak it? Who leaked those tapes? That's the question we need to ask.
True.
Those people who searched his house and found this are not there for that. They were there for another purpose. So why did they leak those tapes? Who leaked those tapes? I can tell you I'm not in support of what he did and the woman's involved, but in other perspectives, we need to think outside box. Who leaked those tapes? Who make it out on social media? Because this is within the government, right? The government officials. So what is investigation going on between government officials? How did it come out? Because even if they found those things, it's none of their business. That's not a bribery and corruption allegation.
Okay, let's stop it right here.
Max, one quick question. Has the man spoken at all since?
Nope. No, he hasn't. He hasn't.
So it seems like to me that this is what's the word? I beat you to the game kind of thing. Whoever the corruption charges are being investigated on, that this man has access to, they got there, they saw these videos, and they use it to quench that charges. So
yeah,
nobody's talking about those charges anymore.
Oh, they actually are. They're not really talking, but the man was arraigned 2 days ago in court, and he was his case is on.
I think they'll toss his case
for financial fraud.
Okay.
But who is going to judge him?
The first thing
way
that
to
he
judge
has naka his
You
wife
know?
and
Because
daughter.
technically, the Chief Justice cannot sit on that case
Okay.
because he
There only
has
one chief
biased.
justice we have.
He's biased.
It's conflict of interest.
a
Right?
friend of the Chief Justice cannot sit on that.
But he's also biased.
Baba. They have
Anybody
to
that
bring
is
another
close to
chief
that
justice out
person,
of another country.
say that again, Jacinta.
They have to take a chief justice from another country to go
Even
and judge that.
if you take one from another country and that one has a full record of talking to that other one, they will not judge it. But let's take some comments. When I say spirituality, I'm not alluding to a course on him, but I'm actually alluding to his exchange for wealth, for wealth, positions, or something what is while. As we all know, there are no free gifts from the devil. As for his wife, empathetically, she needs to leave this man for her health. Sanity.
That was before.
That was before. Now the person now switch. The person now switch comment and said, knowing that his wife is also doing it, man, I'm learning heavily on spiritual. I'm learning heavily on spiritual exchange. So everybody came out and were going after this man, talking and say, oh, look at his beautiful wife, look at his beautiful this, look at his beautiful that, but it eventually surfaced that his wife was also doing hers.
Yeah.
But allegedly he started it, his wife caught him, he apologized to his wife, and then he did it again. His wife caught him, he apologized to his wife, and
Did you see the video of him apologizing to the wife? And
did you say that again, Jacinta?
She's asking if you have proof.
He said he did it. The wife caught him. He apologized. And so, is there in any way you saw such a video or him saying that? Sorry, sir.
Jacinta want to watch the
so
video.
Jacinta, if you know me very well, you know that I might not watch a video, but I have credible and reliable sources. Okay, that's part of what we do here.
Yes.
We give you news as it is hot, as it's real. We don't just fabricate things and okay. So now the wife, before I was distracted, now the wife decided to start her own. But when she started, he caught her, and then he wanted to divorce her. Someone asked me a question: why is it hard for men to forgive, but they expect women to forgive easily? That's
spiritual problem.
That's a topic for another day.
It's spiritual problem combined with mental problem.
It's not a spiritual problem, but I think it's an ego thing.
Okay.
Men, when it comes to knacking, are conquerors. When a man is knacking a woman,
he's conquering a woman.
Do you want to finish that?
I'm telling you what I've had, though. This is what I've had, though.
He's conquering the woman.
He's conquering.
Wait, let's let him finish that. Let's let him finish this.
The woman is the one receiving. So, I'm sorry. I'm only telling you what I'll play video for it too. People should not make me play video. Now, what? Olivia, what is it? Talk.
I was about to beat you with this talking drumstick.
Don't worry.
What do you mean conquering?
If you agree in the comment section, say I agree. If you don't agree, say I don't agree.
I agree there. Agree.
You're threatening them.
Agree.
Okay. So let me continue. Okay. Now, it now got to a point where the family came together and discussed and talked. And this guy is a very wealthy guy. His dad is very, very rich.
Of course, he's doing money laundry.
No, it's not.
Allegedly.
Did you hear me say his dad is very, very rich? He comes from money. He is a wealthy guy. You understand? So this woman and this guy, they decided to now go into an open relationship like Alice suspected. So that's what they were doing. And then to be transparent with each other, they decided to, because one particular rule of open relationship is you have to be open. You have to be transparent to each other. You have to tell each other things. Alice, am I right or wrong?
Yeah, you have to be very transparent. If you're going on a date, you have to say, I'm going on a date. This is where I'm going to be. This is the person. All that stuff.
If you are knocking, you have to say, I'm knocking this one.
So that's why they are recording video.
So they decided to record to.
Maybe that's part of their boundaries.
So they
Thank
watch
you.
it together.
Thank you,
and-
Alice. Olivia, you say?
So they record video of, and then they go home and watch it together.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes,
Jesus Christ!
allegedly. So now that's what they were doing, and that happened to be like a family diary for them. I don't know if those women were aware that the family diary was going to be.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
But for those women to be happily knocking the man, or the man knocking those women, and for the woman to be happily knocking those men, I think they had to know somewhere. That is my suspicion. They had to know somewhere that the other party is open to it. The other party is fine with it. So if the other party cannot catch you, because they are both in agreement. You understand? Relationship.
Sorry, sir. Can you come again with what you just said?
Which part do you want me to come again with, ma?
Like you said, for the fact that the other women are knocking that man.
Okay.
It's like they feel that the partner is okay with it.
Yes. Yes. Alice, do you want to answer her?
It's not a secret that he's married, is it?
No, it's
No,
not.
it's
Now,
not.
for the fact that he's married, it's an open thing that he's married. Because we all know that some married men have their side chicks, which they knock outside. Even as much as it is, their side chick knew that they're married. Yes, then they went for it. Some are not okay with it, but because they want to do it, because of what comes with it. So I think in their own case too, it was not a different thing.
It is
Besides,
very different in their case because they are in an open relationship, not side chick.
It's not
material.
side chick.
When you're in an open relationship, you're not in an open relationship. You're not hiding whoever you're with.
Okay,
Your partner would know who that person is 100%, would know what you're doing with that person. As a matter of fact, on some instances, can walk in on you with seeing you with that person
And join.
And no, not join. I would say, well, I don't know.
You need cold water.
But like I was saying before Jacinta asked me to repeat myself, what I said was, in cases like this, the partner, maybe it happened this way. This guy would tell those women, oh, my wife is very okay with it. We're in an open relationship. That would give those women peace of mind. Peace of mind that there is nothing to be caught here. There's no catching. You are not stealing. If you are not stealing, you are not going to be caught, technically. And hey, who knows? Maybe the man even called his wife and say, oh, honey, I'm with this woman now. You understand? Oh, thank you. Help me knock it. You never can tell if that happens. But
what a word.
Jessica, you're saying what a word? You seem as if you don't know. Jessica, you don't.
I don't think Jacinta knows about open relationship.
I think something that
No. Why will you say I don't know about open marriage? I know, but I'm just saying how they are too blunt about it because I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that.
Do that doesn't mean that other people cannot do it.
Jacinta,
You can't do that doesn't mean understand.
How can my man is going to knock another woman? He's telling me for crying out. What? No way.
That is where Jacinta. Now that is you. Other people are other people.
Yeah, it's a personal.
You understand? It's a personal
decision.
thing. Listen, that's why when this case first broke out, right, and people were saying, "Oh, the man, this moral, this." We all know it's not a hidden thing that the level of morals is going down. That's a fact. We are not excusing anything, but these are two consenting adults who are married together, who are doing what they want to do in their marriage. If they want
spice
to
up their
do anything, that's their business. If you cannot do
when
it,
they call us spice up.
If you cannot do it, doesn't mean they should not do it because you, Jacinta, cannot do it. You understand?
I can.
Good.
I can't allow my man to do it.
That is you.
That means you will not go for a man like that.
Yeah, don't go for him. Thank you, Alice.
Like that, I won't even settle for him because you won't tell me that if I'm not enough for you, then remain single for the rest of your life or you go to somewhere else.
And the man cannot settle for a girl like you because you will stagnate him. But this is another thing.
Stagnate.
This is another thing.
I will not stagnate
This
him
is another thing.
because
When they were both contemplating divorce, according to my sources, when they were both contemplating divorce, they looked at it and they were like, wait, if we divorce at the end of the day, we will still go and do what we're doing. So why not just stay together
And
do
continue
what
to what
we're
we're doing.
can you imagine? Is that not a crazy word?
But here's the stupid thing about this whole very I kind of wonder who the father of those children are for real.
They're not children, they're old men.
Exactly.
Well, which
Because
children? His children?
Yes, his
I back
children.
you up for that, Mr. Stanley. I support
No,
you
they'll
for
go and
that
do DNA
because-
test now and find out.
Yeah, I wonder who they are. And if they agree to do this kind of thing with those children still under their roof, that's a messed up world right there.
It is.
Come on.
It is.
Okay. Let's
Wait.
okay, Olivia.
Because I wanted to say something
then
earlier.
Alice will say something. Go ahead.
While we are saying all of this about this man, what about all these women in this video? Because I didn't watch it, like I said, but I heard there was a pregnant woman in the video
How did you hear?
on Instagram.
Continue.
I heard everything on Instagram. But like, if we think this man is the one with a mental problem or a spiritual problem or whatever it is, what does this women have? Because why would you, a married woman on your own, and you're married to someone prominent that the whole country know, and you still subject yourself to such? Not only are you doing it, you are letting them record you.
She did not just subject herself, she subjected the baby too, because the baby was there.
Like,
For me, I don't get
like,
it. Like,
what is wrong with all these women?
me, I will even be afraid self, so that the baby will not leave my mommy alone, leave my mommy alone.
I'm serious. Like, these are 400 women with serious problem. He's just one guy.
No,
But these 400 women.
Sometimes, have you thought about this way? Have you thought about this way that it could be that the people, the men these ladies are being married to, is their husband doing it?
And is that an excuse?
Okay.
Is that wait. Jessica,
Is their husband have time for them? Because
Oh my
sometimes,
goodness.
let me land.
Okay, land, and then
Sometimes-
I'll land on top of you.
Sometimes some of these men, they are not even available for their wives. And you know what it means? As you know, sometimes it's just like, let's just be saying the truth as a woman. The truth of the matter is this: you are married to a man who is not always there, and then someone make this thing to you, like make that pass, then you give in, and then it becomes interesting to you, and then you keep on going, The recording part is what I don't know, the fantasy that they have fun in it. But have we thought about it that these 400 women, like it's being counted, is their husband there for them, including when I watched the pregnant woman's on, I feel so irritating, because I'm like, okay, if the husband is here, she will not even be this way.
So
it's like someone that has lacked something for years. It's that like, where have I been? I've not seen this kind of thing. I watched it. So for me, it's
So
like,
Jessica, where is their husband? That's a very good question.
Yeah.
My own comment to you is, it means your moral compass is biased.
Let me
not
respond.
biased.
Let me tell you why
respond
your
to
moral
Jacinta.
compass is biased. Your moral
Tell
compass
me.
is biased because you cannot understand the concept of open marriage. You were shouting that it can never be you, it can never be your man, but
Fine.
you're understanding the other side.
Now, if you tell me that I'm understanding the other side, I will have to understand the other side in the sense, if this woman accepts that she and her husband should go and try new things outside, then there is a mindset of her already going out.
And is that okay?
Maybe she feel like it
If she and her husband, Jessica, if she and her husband agree that they should do it, is that okay for the woman to do it?
She
with
can
part
say
of her?
no. if she
Is
wants,
a
she
yes or
can say
no?
no.
Is that okay for the husband to do it with Baltasar? Yes or no? For the
It is
woman?
not
to do it
okay.
with-
It is
So-
not okay.
Okay, so where does the justification of the other part that you're talking about comes in now?
Yes, because why? I'm not justifying. I'm just saying a general thing. Don't put it in my words. I was justifying things, but I asked a very sensitive question. It was a very sensitive question because we are not thinking about these men. A lot of men do it. They neglect their wife, and then their wife fall into another person's hand. Now, check, why would this woman accept such a thing?
No, but
Why?
I think
Let me land on top
Alice.
of Jacinta.
Wait, let Alice say
Alice,
something
okay.
first. Alice has been quiet.
No, don't land on my head, though. Just land on that table where you are.
I'm not going to land on your head, okay? I think when men cheat, right? And men say, oh, I cheated because maybe my wife gained weight,
Mm.
not attending to me. We as women, we will cut their head off.
Oh yeah.
But when women cheat, we somehow find a way to say, oh, he's not paying attention to me and all of these things. And at the end of the day, if you feel like the other person is not giving you what you want, just leave.
Mm.
Right? I think justifying it, if men can
Leave to where? Leave to
Jessica, wait.
another man.
Jessica, wait. Jessica, wait. Alice, continue.
That's a question.
Alice, continue.
leave to another man, because if a man also leaves, he's also leaving to another woman, right?
Mm.
If you justify wrong is wrong. I think we cannot justify and say, oh, we as women, we need emotional support and the men are not available and they're not minding us, and then we would do it, so it's okay. Then the men will also come and say, oh, you used to laugh, now you are not laughing anymore, you put too much pepper in your food, you have gained weight, your belly is big, so now I want something different, right? Just wrong is wrong. To me, wrong is wrong.
Yeah, I agree. And now, don't forget, technically now the question to everybody watching right now, knowing this fact about Baltasar and his wife and the agreement that they had, was Baltasar cheating on his wife? Was his wife cheating on Baltasar? Or those 400 women, are they the ones cheating on their partners who do not have any agreement? Let's take some comments before we continue. This show.
Oh, deep. It is deep.
Victor says, now I see what's going on here. The husband and wife is doing knocking competition. They must have been arguing on who is the highest knocker. He furthermore says, I wonder what the knocking count is on the wife's side.
Oh my God.
We need to know who's leading.
300.
Please, Minister Max, do some more digging for us. Yeah, so that you come and say, I'm watching the video too. Leave me alone, my brother. Go and do your digging yourself. Repel says, no, Jacinta, people step out of marriages because they want to. Don't blame the other person for that shortcoming. Furthermore says, yes, I agree with Alice 100%. You can't make it okay for a woman to step out because she was not giving attention, but not okay for a man to step out when his wife doesn't look the way he wants her to. Okay, let's keep going with comments. More comments are coming in. We have a comment that says, please, let's not bring DNA into this matter before we can't ruin more homes as it is. Please, stop giving Jacinta a headache. I approve her message. Okay, more comments coming in. I'm consciously staying away from, okay, so the message will start from here. Knowing that his wife is also doing it, man, okay. Being that this is Africa, I will not say open marriage because it's not culturally plausible. Almighty God have mercy. There is no justification for these behaviors, and everyone needs to take responsibility for their behavior. It is wrong on all sides. When a human being decides to get other human beings, will not cease to exist, but you choose your partner and settle with them for life till death. The world is full of badly behaved adults. Now, I want us to watch this video like I told you people were going to play. And this video, this is from one of my guys, and he's going to explain it to you people very well. Okay? So let's go.
The level of sin, when I don't sin against this family, now God, now I go forgive now. We just enter their private life for the bamboos. I just enter one blog now, I can't translate one Equatorial Guinea blog. They explain everything. Close family member, don't they do chon, call they explain what they really they go on. Make I tell you. They talk say, this man, Baltasar, or whatever, Ebang, now he start this thing, okay? They do it. In one way or the other, the wife call catch him. He can't play with the wife. The wife call forgive him. See they do. Again, the wife call here with the apple. He can't plead with the wife again. The wife forgive him. You know now, person where they chop sand, they say no, they come up for sand. It's short. I don't know why this man go read finance, whatever in school. Because they give him a head of anti-corruption, whatever. This is not his calling. His calling without being told there. Now Pakistan, monster. Now he be this man. Imagine a man they record himself on highway. Everywhere. They laugh, they smile on the shore. Everywhere he goes, as long as he's sleeping with a woman, a camera must be set. Something will be say is difficult for even porn star to do. If they do it with ease, that will be calling. So there are some people, just face your calling. This teaching where they do so, even though you don't pay me for 100 years, I will see they teach. No type of what you give me now where I go happy. Now only to the teach, to the explain things. Now be my calling. If you walk up force me, I could do another thing now, you they find my trouble. They find this man trouble. When they give another job, they will just carry and go USA.
How do you mean?
They go join that industry. Go they teach them how to do it with ease, with joy and happiness. Not be that place where they go. They say the wife, as he call crack, tire. Close family friends, so now the wife can also start her own just to avenge with the husband. They do say what a man can do, a woman can do it better. As she can't do her own, now the husband also catch her. The next thing was that made a go that voice. People can't put more say, una no say una get children. Children don't involve in this family. And also the wife, say this man where he marry, now the uncle be the president of Equatorial Guinea. They are the ruling family. His father now billionaire, now they chop money for the country. The woman not also want leave this man. Because the husband no want blame the wife, he no say now he push the wife do this thing. They call agree on open relationship. Okay? So what is the purpose of the recording? They talk say according to open relationship expert, they say transparency is one of the key of open relationship. Say if you want to do anything open relationship, you must be transparent with your partner. Anything what you do, let her know. That is why the man, anywhere where he do like this, he want to be sincere with the wife. He record it. He go video himself. Whenever his wife do her own, the woman too go video herself. Then they share around between two of them, husband and wife. It's like family album. Family album. I say no wonder the thing they carry serial numbers. Yeah, they carry serial numbers. They talk say most families, all those big people they see so most of them they are into open relationship. Say instead of first make we divorce, what is the purpose? Even though if I marry again, I go still cheat on my wife. I go still cheat on my husband. Make we better pretend say we dey marry. Every other thing dey for the marriage, we think say they do back together, but nothing stop me from doing it outside or stop me from doing it outside. Another way of resolving divorce according to wetin I read. So that is why they are recording themselves. Wetin una dey watch so because me I no watch anyone o. Na personal private things, family album. Now una dey they watch people's privacy. I need to ask God to forgive them. So who is actually the victim of this whole thing? Every other person aside this husband and wife. Yeah. People who don't know the purpose. Some might know the purpose, though. People who don't know the purpose of the recording are people that were not expecting this thing to be leaked out because These are videos in family file. Remember,
Yeah, family
the
album.
purpose of the arrest was not because say this guy dey record anything. It was because of corruption. He dey work like head of EFCC. The cost say money dey enter his account. Now they arrest am say how many they get this big money, they siphon money like this. When they call, they carry files. Now they call also see the family album. Because they say for that side, almost of this French country where they say so, even Spanish country, they are into open relationship. It no be anything strange. Now Nigeria, what they say hey, because if you look at it, if you have traveled, Nigerians are still the most disciplined people you will see.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
What about the ladies? Why recording them? Since it was an agreement thing and it's a family album they were creating for the future, were they also?
Sorry, can you start your question again, Jacinta?
Now, this is my question. When they were creating their family album and for the future record, and these girls that are in the midst, were they telling them that this thing we want to create a family album so you could be inside, or were they letting them knowing that? How did he manage to convince them so that they should be part of the recording without any struggle?
Okay, that's a good question, and I'll give you an answer to that question by saying this. Did you hear the part where one of the girls allegedly told her friend, and her friend told her mother, and the mother went to get the sample, and then the friend went and get her own sample too?
That is murder now.
Hey. So I rest.
I'm confused now, Minister Max. That's not an answer. Are you trying to say the recording part which he was recording, and my question is, those ladies, did they accept to it, or they were just sampling him to sample to others?
He doesn't.
Okay,
so Alice, just I didn't get you.
I said we wouldn't know unless we ask them.
Thank you.
All we know is that they know they are being recorded. That's it.
I thought this Mr. Mess have a source there that can give us
Jacinta, my source, Jacinta, you need to understand one thing, okay? You go into someone's house, you see the person set camera. You saw the camera. In fact, you went and carried your hand to adjust the camera. And you were asking me a question. Do they know that they are going to be put into the family album? Of course, they knew they were recorded. What else is the video for? The video is there to just on camera and watch.
That's what I was saying. Mirror. That's what I was saying earlier.
Come on, Jacinta, make it make sense. Sally, you wanted to say something. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I have to say. So it brings me to what I said in the beginning of the show, that there are a lot of things changing now, and this, before you know it, if they are not addressed properly, they become a norm in the society. So now we are finding out that it's a family affair. In Equatorial Guinea, this is norm. They do these kind of things, and before you know it, or rather, there's this thing called open relationship or open marriage. It's there, we know it, but it's not as prominent as this. And somebody said just now that Nigeria, I think is the guy on the video clip, that Nigeria is one of the most disciplined people, or Nigerians are one of the most disciplined people in reference to this kind of behaviors. And before you know it, it becomes today where Bobrisky is almost normal in Nigeria.
Thank you.
These things, before you know it, they become normal everywhere. In the same Africa that we think we are morally upright and better than everybody else in the world, these things are fastly becoming accepted. And if they think this is a family thing, or they agreed or consented to it, then I don't think we should be talking about it.
Yeah.
The only thing I hope that they know is that we have not found a cure to AIDS and HIV yet. So they should
actually,
you know.
Uh-huh.
Lastly,
Minister Max, didn't you have something about Nigeria? We have a topic about Nigeria.
Yes, thank you, Alice. Thank you. Yeah, we're actually gonna we're gonna be switching gears in a few minutes.
yeah, there's a great chance that this man may have multiple children outside that he's not aware of. You know?
That's very possible.
After all, after 400 women, yes, if you want one children, one child from all those 400. Okay.
Hey.
So let's take some comments and then we'll switch gears. Okay. Repel says maybe they even do recap on the videos and tell themselves how to perform better next time. We are really living in terms of moral wickedness.
Hey, I say I want to sing.
You want to sing? What do you want to sing?
Hey,
What do you want to sing? Sing your song.
Dr. Alabi come to mind in this situation.
Sing it.
Don't worry, keep
Sing,
going.
sing it now. Sing. You have been wanting to sing.
Nobody will understand the song.
Just
now.
I will translate it.
You sure?
Yeah, I'll translate it.
Okay.
We're going on commercial break, I beg.
What's poppin', beautiful and handsome people? You already know it's your girl, Pretty Yanni, and I'm the host for Hot Set with Pretty Yanni. You're now tuned in and listening to Chat Room with Max. Enjoy.
All right. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. Why did I cut you off? How did I cut you off? The first says, I think Jacinta is asking. I think Jacinta is asking for. Is asking for if the other women knew that he was sharing the videos with his wife. Well, we were not there. We cannot tell until we get to find out. So for this particular case, what advice do you guys have in 20 seconds each? What advice do you have for Mr. Ibanga, Mrs. Ibanga? Oh, that's what just came to mind.
But, so me, I cannot sing, but you can sing Ibanga.
Anyway, what advice do you people have in 20 seconds for Mr. Ibanga, Mrs. Ibanga, and the over 400 women
that were banged
and the society at large? 20 seconds. Olivia, let's start with you since you are here laughing.
Mr. and Mrs. Ibanga, you need Jesus in your life.
Hallelujah.
And all the other women, the 400 plus of you, you need Jesus in multiplication. You need Jesus in increase. Retrace your step. And the society, all of you people that I heard a lot of you that watch the video over and over again. You spent money to buy data to watch atrocity.
Tell them.
God will have mercy on all of you. Your eyes shall not see evil. Go and sin no more.
Jacinta, why are you looking like that? Did you watch the video?
She said she watched that.
So you were talking to Jacinta.
Of course, I watched the video.
You were referring to Jacinta.
Go and sin no more.
Hold on.
I watched the video.
Cameraman,
That's not
put both of them close to each other.
Jacinta,
that's not
go
the thing. I
and
watched
sin
the
no
video.
more.
Okay.
Your eyes needs to be baptized again.
That's your 20 seconds. Okay. So let's hear from Jacinta. 20 seconds. What do you have to say to Mr. Ibanga, Mrs. Ibanga, 400 women, and the people at large?
Well, Mr. Ibanga and Ibangazo and the Nakademos, all I want to say is this: you have children. The reason behind whatever that you guys were doing is best known to you, but the first thing they should have thought about was the destiny God has entrusted in their hands that they brought to the world. They should have thought about them first. But because the pressures of the things of the world has beclouded their sense of reasoning, they didn't think about those children. I still think they can still trace their way back and make it right with God and then bring their children in the rightful way. And to every other person who finds open marriage interesting, if you know one marriage, just stay at Papa house. They do your thing. Forget married and becoming an open marriage that you cannot face the pressure of your husband going to stay with another one, or you people coming to do some certain things. So that's just my thing. Nobody should imitate or want to be like them. I don't think it's a good thing.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jacinta. Thank you. Alice?
Yeah, what I mean, for the people that have done their thing, they have done their thing.
Yeah.
What I would say, I would just say to all of us, like a lesson to learn that if you have children, your behavior and your actions, they have impact on your children. So before you make any decision, do not be selfish in a way. You have to think about your children, especially in this day of social media.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is also whenever these videos leaked, I know in Africa, sometimes the laws are not that strict, but there are certain situations that if you are caught with a video and um, sending it to another person or sharing it with another person, you could be in trouble and you could be against the law for sharing such videos. So we can also all do our part that when these things come out, we don't share it, we don't make it sensational where it becomes like, oh, WhatsApp me for a link or pay me for a link, and then you see people doing it. It doesn't help. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Alice. Mrs. Stanley.
To Mr. Whatever their name is, and everybody else who's involved in this kind of practice, stop what you're doing. It's not making the world a better place. Remember, HIV is real. It's still out there. No cure yet. Besides that, stop this practice. It's not good.
Thank you very much. And
HIV is like malaria and typhoid too.
I've started again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like HIV, it's like malaria and typhoid, but it kills worse than malaria.
And you can't cure it with chloroquine.
You can't cure it, and you spread it, it keeps going. Malaria and typhoid, we have a cure for that now.
Yeah, and if you are in Africa, the healthcare system is already burdened. So you don't want to put yourself in that situation where you may not get the medication or the care that you need to live. Yeah.
All right. So before I say my piece, Rachel says, yes, Alice, thanks for stating that fact about sharing videos like this. Was gonna say that, very important. And the funny thing is, it's people that share these videos that are busy getting the man more referrals. You heard how Jessica was describing it. Imagine someone that is close proximity with the guy. Jessica can say that.
Mr. Max,
You know,
what my eyes saw in that video was massive. So
your eyes need to be baptized.
and sanctified. Okay. So okay, moving on to the next topic for today.
Okay.
A 16 going to 17-year-old girl off her ex-boyfriend and his friends. I believe there were 4 friends or 5 with pepper soup. Before we talk about this, I want us to segue a little bit. Have you liked where you're watching this from? Have you shared? Have you subscribed? If you have not, go and do it. I'm not asking you to pay me or anything. Don't play with me. Don't play, else you're going to learn.
You're going to learn the hard way.
You're going to learn that I'm going to learn because you are not sharing. Okay. So before we continue, I want to introduce to you people the most expensive swimming pool in the world. The most expensive swimming pool in the world. How many of you can guess the country that this swimming pool is at? How many of you?
Going to pay after we guess.
Jessica, must everything be about payment? Augustine, you say?
It's in Nigeria.
Let's just go ahead and
in Nigeria?
Pool,
okay. Mr. Stanley said Nigeria. Jessica, where is the most expensive swimming pool in the world?
Sammy, I don't know. I just want to see it.
Okay. Alice, where is the most expensive swimming pool in the world? Do you know?
No, I have no idea.
Olivia, where is the most expensive swimming pool in the world? Do you know?
Equatorial Guinea.
You are this Equatorial Guinea. Now, it's as if that will be your next holiday spot.
No,
Nope. Okay. So the most expensive swimming pool in the world. I want to show you guys the most expensive swimming pool in the world. Technician, take it over.
Cathedral. Yeah. That's the swimming pool. something $1 million. Now I can National Cathedral. Tokyo, and then I go football.
Okay. Thank
Is
God.
that Ghana?
Thank God we have a Ghanaian in the house to interpret everything. Alice, what are they saying about our most expensive swimming pool in the world?
Oh, what?
You think it's only Nigeria we talk about? No.
So, the government of Ghana was or is building a national cathedral for, I think it's been years now.
So many years. They said, if I let me take it over from here, since Alice is shy to talk. This cathedral, they were supposed to have finished building it since. The cathedral, $58 million.
That's what they have now.
Now, that swimming pool is what they have in that place now. That swimming pool is the cathedral. So, Ghanaian government, please do better. We hold you people in high regards. Yeah, please do better. Don't do worse.
They are learning from. They are
They are
learning.
no, this is not learning.
They are learning.
Wait, is this in Ghana for you?
It's Ghana.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's in Ghana.
It's Ghana.
It's real.
That's a cathedral that they were supposed to have built a long time ago. They promised.
Cathedral. And I'm going. Yeah. That's the analyst swimming pool. $200 million.
Alice, you must interpret this. You must
He said
interpret.
$17 million.
No, he said Akufo-Addo is wicked. That's our president. Akufo-Addo is the president. That he's wicked for spending over $200 million to build that thing.
Imagine.
To build a pool. Wait, who is learning from who? Are they learning from Nigeria or Nigeria is learning from them?
My sister,
I thought you're learning from Nigeria. This one is amazing. It's just
amazing.
That's very.
At least we know that if we are doing contract that we will not do finish, we will just build one structure and just leave it like that.
Yeah. I mean, that whole project was questionable, right?
Was you one that started it?
If you have kids, our healthcare isn't good. The educational system. Why are you building a national cathedral?
But who, is it Kofo that started this project?
Yeah. It's been there a long time. And
he said he wanted, he promised God that if God makes him president, he would do something for God. And what he decided to do was build a pool.
Well, maybe it's the pool of Bethesda.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Say it again. Say it again.
Maybe it's a pool of Bethesda he built in Ghana.
Pastor Jeremiah. Welcome, sir.
Let's see.
Man, not talking. I'm not saying anything. Okay, so next story on the list, and we're going to run through this story. A 16 to 17-year-old girl, like I said earlier on, offed her ex-boyfriend and his 4 or 5 friends, and the reason why she did that was because he broke up with her, and she decided to off this guy. I was live with Kanayo on his show on TikTok, and we were talking about that, and some people were blaming the parents of the girl for her upbringing, and some people were blaming the girl, some people were blaming the guy, some people were blaming his friends. In this particular case, who is to blame? Would it be the girl that reacted to something we don't know? Would it be the guy that ended up a relationship with his girlfriend?
What you said, she reacted to something she doesn't know?
No, we don't know about. Something we don't know about.
Oh, good.
Or would it be the guy that broke up with the girl? Or would it be the friends of the guy, may their soul rest in peace, that decided to eat pepper soup? What do you guys think about this? Who wants to go first?
Well, I think the guy is silly. Unfortunately, why would you invite your ex to come cook for you? Or what do you expect?
My brother, he shocked me.
Exactly.
I don't think he because the video I watched, she went to visit.
She brought the pepper
She
soup
brought
to
the
him.
pepper soup to him,
Yes.
saying that,
It's
you
the
know,
same thing. It's the same thing.
Why would
did
you
you really?
It is the same thing because you broke up with somebody. You definitely know this person is bitter. It wasn't the consensual breakup. It wasn't that person was the one that broke up with you. If you say that they get break up with them, that's okay. She brought pepper soup
Break
for
up,
peace.
break up. Whosoever broke up, don't
But-
break up. No, be said.
No, just that breakup is not breakup. There's
So
there's a breaker and there's a brokey. There's the person that break up the relationship, and there's a person that is going through the whole breakup really, really badly. So now, this girl brought pepper soup to the guy to visit. And the guy chopped the pepper soup, the friend chopped the pepper soup. All of them.
Didn't they say the guy's current girlfriend also was part of it? Or no, that's not.
I didn't see the girl.
I
in it.
didn't see. Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was just so. Alice, help us, because my point that I was going by on KOK's show was the lane of mental illness, the lane of first psychotic break. That age range is questionable when it comes to first psychotic break. That line, I already have a feeling or an inkling of what you're gonna say, because you already hinted already in a particular case about mental illness and crimes. So just go ahead, I'm listening.
So this is so unfortunate, right? And to say that the people who died are at fault, even though they made some decisions that were not right, it's kind of blaming the victim for what happened to them, right? And then, I mean, I don't know the laws of Nigeria, but 16-year-old is a child or a teenager that if it was in the US, they will be tried, or this will be in like a juvenile court, or in some states, it will still be an adult court. But yeah, but 16-year-old is a child that in this case, there is nowhere that the parents will be blamed, because I know in the US there have been cases where kids took things to school where the parents were blamed. But in that case, the parents knew that there was a mental health issue going on. The parents were warned, they knew about what was happening, and they didn't act on it. So that's why they were able to, in a way, convict the parents or blame the parents. But in this case, I don't see how the parents can be held liable for the behavior of their child, unless maybe they told her to prepare the soup, or they were
Who
out.
even taught her how to make pepper soup?
But if
60-year-old should not know how to make pepper soup.
Year old in Nigeria will not know how to make pepper soup.
16-year-old, it's okay to know how to cook for yourself.
Wait, who's 16 years old?
The girl.
The girl.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Why did you say oh wow, sir?
Cannot know how to.
Why did you say oh wow?
No, I mean at that age to do something like this, that's
Alice, speak with regards to when people get their first psychotic breaks. What are the reasons why they get that first psychotic break, and how can people around them identify that this person really does need help? What are the symptoms that people would see?
Okay. All right. So I think before I come to that, I also want to talk about how it's important that parents teach their children how to handle rejection.
Oh my God.
How to handle those things, right? Because if you're going to date, it is, I mean, it's inevitable that somebody is going to break up with you. It's sad. It's sad. I'm not saying that it's a fun thing, but kind of building children up and helping them with that resilience to cope with it, that, hey, you are not always going to get what you want. That's how life is. So it's important that you help your children build those internal muscles that, hey, hard times are going to come, but I'm still going to get through with it. I think that that could play a part of it, where maybe the girl didn't know how to deal with a breakup, because at 16
Rejection.
there are so many things that they may not know. Now, when we talk about psychotic break, in its simple term, we are talking about a break from reality. So the person is not really grounded in reality, that they don't know what is happening in the world. And it can manifest in so many different ways. So for some people, they wouldn't even know the time, they wouldn't know the day, they wouldn't know their surrounding as
Mhm.
well. And I think that we all have to acknowledge, which is why I always talk about mental health, is that we are all one situation away from a psychotic break.
Oh yeah.
Each one of us sitting here, we are all one situation away from a psychotic break. It could be you lose your job, right? Some people can handle it. From some people, that would be the thing that will set them off the edge. It could be a breakup, like I was talking about it. Some people can handle a breakup. Some people, they cannot handle a breakup. For women, it could be giving birth, that could send you into your psychotic break, because again, we are talking about the electricity of our brain, we are talking about
Mhm.
hormones, and sometimes things react wrongly, and as a result they manifest in a psychotic break, where again the person is not in touch of their reality, they are not in touch of their senses, they are not able to rationalize or make decisions. And the age of teenage is a very sensitive years of our life, right? Teenagers act like they are on top of the world and they know everything, but they don't. They are figuring out what it means to be an independent person in the world, while also depending on the adults around them, that they need adults to guide them through this process. And there are a lot of things that can again set somebody off. We are talking about a girl. What I'm going to say is not to make excuses or to say, oh, this is why it's okay for her to do that. But teenage years, a lot of girls, is the time that you menstruate, puberty. Your hormones are up and down. You are still trying to figure out what this thing means for me. How is my body reacting? Some people, every month, they get into a depressive state, or they
Mhm.
an anxious state. Some people, they are not even able to wake up. They get up from bed. They are not able to concentrate. All of these things that at 16, she may not know. There are women who are even in their 40s, 30s, that they are still, they don't know what their monthly cycle, how it impact them, and they are still trying to figure it out. So at the age of, during that puberty age, because of the hormonal changes, because of the bodily changes that is happening in a teenager's life, their mental health is very, very fragile.
Yep.
It is the smallest thing could cause, like Minister Maxwell said, a psychotic break, depression, anxiety, mood swings. We also have to talk about mood swings, the up and down. And sometimes it could even mimic bipolar, which is why mental health counselors cannot diagnose teenagers with bipolar,
Bipolar.
because it could be a normal developmental thing that they are going through, but their mood swings, their impulsive behaviors could mimic a manic episode that maybe they are going through. But again, it could be a normal thing where it could be a phase that they are going through and they would pass through it. So this is an explanation. It is not an excuse.
Mm.
And the other thing that I saw that was very alarming to me is that there were adult women who were praising that girl or calling her um, the boldest of our generation.
Mhm.
And I think that is very, very,
Jeez.
very
That's
wrong.
horrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
If we do that, again, we are not teaching young girls how to deal with rejection and how to deal with breakup. That if somebody breaks up with you, this is not how you go about it. There is nothing heroic about what she did.
Yep.
She has messed up people's life, other people's life, and she has messed up her own life as well, and the life of her families as well. So this isn't something that should be sensationalized. This isn't something that should be praised. This is something that should be repeated for anybody out there, any young girl. This is not how you handle breakup.
Yep. Yeah.
If you feel like you are young, you want to date, and you are on top of the world, you also have to know that people are going to break up with you.
Oh, yeah. I
And you
agree.
have to know how to handle it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Olivia, you have been doing as if you want to cry. Can you say something?
I have questions.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Stanley, you ask your question after Olivia. Sorry, please. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it actually feels like I want to cry. I mean, at 16 years old, knowing how to disguise poison in food, that's a lot. I mean, like Alice said, I'm not going to victim blame because they're no longer here. Nobody knows. We don't really know what happened. All we know is that she cooked pepper soup and gave it to him. And we don't even know why the guy broke up with her. He might have seen something in her that he felt like, okay, this is not what I want. I don't think this is for
16?
me. Because, like, if she can come up with this idea, like, I don't know. I can't, to your question whether we blame the parents or I don't know, because we don't know the type of parent she has. We don't even know if she got this idea from her mother. We don't know. We don't know anything. But one thing that I do know is that at some point in this girl's life, she was misled.
Somebody
Or
failed
thought
there.
wrong.
Or maybe she Googled it.
So, somebody somewhere. She
No,
just
I think
she just did not wake up and just decide to poison somebody. Something went wrong somewhere. She's 16.
Okay.
I mean, granted, some 16-year-old girl in Nigeria are more or less,
Everywhere.
yeah.
This distribution.
This happened in Nigeria now, right?
Yeah, it happened in Nigeria. Yeah.
I'm
So
just,
you're
I
just
don't
Olivia.
I
Olivia,
don't
you're just speechless.
yeah,
Let
I
Mr.
don't
Stanley ask his questions, and
yeah.
then Jacinta, you go ahead, okay? Please.
And my question will explain what Miss Olivia is just expressing just now. So, to Alice, have you looked at the stats from 30, maybe 40 years ago and compare it to today? If you have, what difference have you noticed, if any at all?
I haven't looked at the stats, but anecdotally, what I can say is that 40, 30 years ago, we didn't have social media.
Mm-hmm.
The research wasn't also robust, so people were not reporting things. And so we wouldn't be preview to this kind of thing. If it were to happen, it would be kept in the community or wherever it is, and that would be that.
So you believe that this 30, 40 years ago, things of this nature happened at the
Yeah,
rate they're happening with 16-year-olds?
yeah, yeah. What I feel like, again, behavior doesn't happen in a vacuum, right? That
Mm-hmm.
was why I was saying somewhere along the line, somebody failed her or something. At 16, you are absorbing what is in your environment.
Mm-hmm.
You're still trying to build your own moral compass. What is right? What is wrong? What are my own personal ethics? Again, this is not to make excuses for her, but she is 16.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're saying that. So here's my other question to you.
Mhm,
I'm sure you're more than 30. And
mhm,
when you were growing up,
mhm.
is this something you saw, experienced within the small circle that you were in? Small circle meaning your community, where you lived and grew up. Did you see things of this nature where people were ladies or girls rather at 16 able to handle relationship matters very well without being maniac or having such kind of thoughts and reactions
Okay.
to breakups?
I mean, when I was 16, I saw the reaction maybe wasn't this reaction, but I know that at 16, I think I don't even think I was dating because I wasn't allowed to.
There
And
you go. Thank you. You answered my question.
I wasn't allowed to, but there were people
Was
around me who were dating, right? I went to a boarding school. I
There,
went I went to a co-ed boarding school, and you can imagine, again, teenage years, people were dating. But again, for me, It wasn't even, I don't think it was only because, hey Alice, don't do it, but I didn't have an interest in it.
So that's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make. You didn't have an interest to doing it because you were told not to do it. It was discouraged. That's what fueled your
But
not
I
interest.
think other people were also told,
Yeah,
because
you
even
were told, but you never had this kind of maniac responses to it where a girl would say, 5 people, I'm going to give them poison to eat and kill them because one.
but we
Well,
have some people
I
that
don't think she named
unalive
all of
themselves.
them.
Though.
She didn't know the
Okay.
friends we
Let
expected.
me jump in here. Let me jump in here, and then Jacinta will say
I
something.
was going to say this because Miss Olivia's expression now says the same thing she just said, that because Miss Olivia, this is not something that can be done. Correct me if I'm wrong. When you were young, at your age, when you were 16, at this age, it sounds ridiculous. How can
In
this
fact,
happen?
I would have been dead long time ago.
How can this happen? At 16, 20, you can't look. When I was 23, it's my personal story. When I was 23, uh, I I was going to go for choir rehearsal, right? And there's this lady in my church. I'm 23 now. There's this lady in my church that lived in my area. And my father sees her go past our compound when she passes through to go.
Mm.
And I needed to go pick up the cassette, right? That we were going to use for rehearsal that day. She's not going to go. So it was my job to go get the cassette and bring it to choir rehearsal. And when I was going to leave, my father was like, "Where are you going? This direction?" I said,
So
"Oh,
for those of you that don't know what cassette is like your now where you have your music in Spotify, but this time around it was in one small packet like this.
yeah, you play it in the radio."
That's
Yeah.
it to be going around.
You put pen inside and
Sorry,
twist
go
it.
ahead. A lot of people don't know cassette.
I know. I mean, I had not even finished saying the first syllable in the name. I got a backhand slap.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what my father said?
Mm-mm.
Until you get your master's degree, I don't want to hear that word. So these things, we never thought about them. Ladies never got involved. And I'm not saying it didn't happen, but not at this magnitude. The
Okay.
access to information and how it's being processed, and children being allowed to do what we in our time were not allowed to do when we were past our teen years, is what is resulting to all these problems that we're having today.
I do.
You're allowed teenagers at 12, 13. I see some parents telling them you must be liking a girl in your class now, right? A stupid comment that comes out of the mouth of a father. And you tell me, why would that boy not, or that child not be thinking beyond? And you have iPads, phones that they can easily get access to and look up information. So my point actually is the access to information and parents' willingness to let their children get involved in all of these things is what triggers the mind. Everybody, and I know you guys are the expert in this, and I'll end with this. Everybody is susceptible to having those moments,
Mm.
but the triggers are what matters. And that's why I said during our conversation that what Nigerians are trying to defend that House of Rep guy on now was that was his maniac moment. And he did what he did. So everybody's susceptible to it. However, what you have been used to, and it depends on when you are exposed to that set of lifestyle or information, will engineer that part of your mentality, open up that cassette, and you take rational or irrational decisions as the case may be.
All right. Let me jump in and say this real quick. I know Jessica hasn't said anything yet. Olivia is still here. This is what I want to say, right?
Boom.
Mr. Stanley, you are spot on. Alice already cleared that. And both of you are spot on. When you expect a child to do adult things, you should also equip that child with adult mindset or adult brain to be able to handle the repercussion of those adult things. A child, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but childhood these days is different too.
Yes.
It has changed. A small child at age 9, 10 will come home and tell you, Mommy, Daddy, I think I'm in love.
I have a crush.
Me at that age.
That.
The girl will come and sit close to me in class and use leg and be touching my leg. I will push her and go and report to the teacher. Eh?
Are you sure you reported?
Oh, yeah, I reported it. Oh, yeah, I remember. Very, very well. Her name was Uju.
Eh? Would you
Uju,
want?
Uju, if you're watching, I apologize. But, what else do you expect when you have? So, when we are talking about first psychotic breaks, this is due to unusual stressor that is put on that child. It could be school, it could be relationship, it can be anything. But to that particular age, this age range is they're very susceptible to it. Why? Because the mind is used to flowing the way it flows, under the parents' guidance, under this, under that. And then something happens and boop, something snaps. Like this particular case, a breakup happened. Could this 16-year-old have been better prepared for this? Like Ali said, the parents should have prepared her for it if the parents knew about the fact that she was in a relationship. Even if they did not know, it's part of the education you should give to your child at that age, because you should begin to anticipate, you should be seeing things ahead of time, especially when it comes to relationship. Me, for one, if my child reached 14, I would not just expect that my child is not, saying hello to one girl. I will prepare, even though if I know about it, I will frown at it. But it's the way parents are very accepting these days. When a small child will come and tell you, they say, oh my God, yeah, I think you should let her know your feelings, how you feel about her. And in my head, I'm like, So let's dial this down a little bit. How did the girl know? By the way, that was a perfect way to mask or disguise a poison.
Pepper soup.
Because it cannot be tasted. The pepper alone will reconfigure your tongue. And then you will not be able to test the poison itself.
There's no autopsy in Nigeria.
But if there's autopsy in Nigeria, it's just that who will report the real one. The fact of the matter is, these friends, innocent friends, chop the pepper soup with the friend. Even if it was just the boy, it is still wrong.
Very wrong.
But again, mental illness is real. And I think it's high time we begin to take it serious. Like, for example.
So are you saying that mental illness, or is that what it is?
Say that again, sir.
Now, I was asking if are you saying it's mental illness with that case?
Well, nobody in their right frame of mind.
You don't expect a girl that has a breakup should have a right frame of mind.
No, but have you noticed that these days people are quick to do some things people do?
Mr. Stanley, I was about to drive to this point that would shed more light to what you're saying.
Okay.
As a parent, when you hear your child say something like, your young child say something, when I start dating, if my boyfriend ever cheat on me, I will kill him.
Where did they get that from?
Sparkle.
There you go. So you have to understand that these days, you are not the only one doing parenting. Before, it was the parent, the school, and the community. Now, it is the parent, the school, the community and social media.
The TikTok parents, the Instagram parents.
Unfortunately, a lot of people on social media are not well. A lot of people. We are there. We see it. Majority of people on social media are not okay. They're going through a lot. And people would give you advice based on their trauma history. People will give you advice based on their past experience and how they dealt with it, still going through that point that they've not healed from. So now, at the end of the day, what could have been done differently that could have saved this whole situation? Who wants to go next? I don't want to talk too much. Jacinta, you've not said much.
Well, I would say there is nothing that would have been done to save the situation, because it is what it is, because the young girl has already prepared her mind on what she wanted to do, because she's hurt, number one, and she felt that revenge in that way. It's the only thing, or allegedly it could be that what she prepared was like, let me just teach them a lesson, and unfortunately they passed out.
They passed out.
And
They passed on.
in any way, they left the world. So now this is my thinking. A lot of people will point hands to the parents, but sometimes, of a truth, some of the parents are trying their best. Some of the parents are really trying their best in order to put them on track. Like you said something lastly, Mr. Meg. You said, how about a child that says, if it's time for me to date and my boyfriend did this, and I'll buy him. Now this is where this word comes out from. So if you are that kind of a parent who pay attention to how your children make such comments, now it is left for you to draw your attention to it and sit them down and tell them, look, you are growing up, you are a beautiful girl, and you will come across the bad and the ugly. The way you handle it what makes you different. I have girls, and what I keep telling them is that nothing is worth dying for. That's my slogan. You don't die for anything, because if you die, you lose. And if you kill anybody because the person hurt you, then you go to jail, and then all your days in this world are being scattered, and then you never attain to your dreams. So when you find out that someone is about to hurt you or someone has hurt you, let go and let God. That's my because when you let go, they meet their own end at the other side. You mustn't take revenge, because sometimes taking revenge lands you. It jeopardizes your life.
Jacinta, can I ask you a question, right?
Yes, please.
I like the advice that you are given, but can we make it practical? How do you let go and let God? What is how does that look like, right? Because I think we say a lot of these things, let go and let God. But what does that look like? Like, somebody has broken up with me. I am hurt. I'm crying. You telling me
I'm not stopping you from grieving. I'm
so
not stopping.
But how do I then battle these thoughts that are coming into my mind, right? Like, text them 100 times, stalk them, go and meet them at work. I'm not saying I have thought of those things, but
at some points we've all done it.
Right.
We've all
how
done
I feel.
So Jacinta, the question is, so if a child is watching you right now, how do you advise a child? What should they do to let go and let God?
You create another way of lifestyle that suits you, that makes you happy. One, you go out with friends that matches your energy. You don't look on that relationship that has been broken. You move on immediately. Now, how do I say move on? there are films, you go out to watch films, you go out to places where you can talk to other people, wind away your mind off these things. Because when you sit down there, we all went through all those things, but we never take off anybody's life.
Okay,
So
hold on.
why would you?
Hold on, Jacinta. Technician, bring me and Jacinta close, please. All right. So, Jacinta, perfect example. I'm heartbroken. You are my mother. And you want to help me to let go and let God. Advise me. Let's talk. Mommy, I'm so upset. I'm so heartbroken. I feel like I'm done. Like, she broke up with me.
You should know that this is going to happen.
What?
Of course. Because nobody's perfect. You should know that this is going to happen. So it's not worth it. If he doesn't like you, then he wasn't meant for you.
Oh, so what should I do? I'm just so heartbroken. I feel so angry.
There is nothing that you can do than to move on with your life.
Well, how do I do that?
Read books, watch movies.
I don't want to read no books or watch movies. I don't feel like it.
Then you have to create something that makes you happy, or you can go on a vacation or do something else, or leave that environment.
All right. Thank you.
Oh.
So pretty much, because this was practical, because I believe when we are talking about things like this, we should have concrete things to help people with, because people would be watching and they're going to need that particular help. They're going to need the help we're talking about. So not to say your response is wrong, but I want to do this role play with Alice. Let's hear what Alice will say if Alice was my mother. Okay. So, technician, bring me an Alice close.
Okay.
Mommy, my girlfriend broke up with me. I'm so heartbroken.
I am so sorry that is happening to you. How did it happen?
Well, she said I didn't have enough money, and you're very poor and you don't have money too. And then she said I'm not worth her time, and then she broke up with me. Oh my God, I just feel like there's something.
This is a very sad moment for you, and I can acknowledge that somebody breaking up with you is a very sad moment. Can I tell you a story about a time somebody broke up with me?
Yes.
Can you imagine? When I was your age and I started dating, somebody broke up with me too.
Really?
And in that moment, I thought my whole world was going to end. I wasn't eating. I was crying. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to do anything because I was really, really hurt.
Then how did you do it?
At that time I didn't know, right? But now I have learned along the way. And you know what also? That wasn't the first time it happened. After that, it happened again.
Wow. You have serial breakups.
Yes, right? And guess what? I also broke up with people as well.
So that means I'm going to break up with someone and someone will break up with me too?
That's the cycle, right? So in that moment, I was feeling sad. You could be feeling sad for days, sometimes for weeks. But you know what? We are going to process it together, right? We are going to process it. I want you to know that I am here for you. I have been through it before. So it's okay if you're sad. If you're sad about it, it's okay to cry about it. It's okay to come to me about it and say, hey, mommy, I need a hug. Mommy, I need some time alone, right? Mommy, I need to spend some time with friends. It's okay to also talk to your friends. But before you talk to your friends, I want you to talk to me, right? I'm here for you.
Okay.
And what I did to help me, we will go through it together. Okay?
Okay, thank you, mommy.
You're welcome.
All right. So, what do we notice?
Mm.
Olivia, you want to go first?
Go where?
What do you notice with the demonstration? You said go your ass.
Honestly, I would have done is the exact same thing.
Jacinta did.
No.
Okay.
What's her name again?
Alice.
Alice, sorry. I would have done exact. The only thing I would have added would probably be let's both get in our pajamas and eat ice cream and raw cookie dough. That's the only thing I would have added. I would have done the exact same thing because not only are you letting your child know that you can feel their pain and you've been at that point where they are now, you are also letting them know that it's okay to talk to you about these things.
Yeah.
I mean, as in my head, if my child is like young, I will want to scream and be like, what do you mean your boyfriend broke up? Since when do you have a boyfriend? Whose boyfriend? What are you even talking about? And start looking for my shoe to beat them. But I wouldn't do that in that instance.
Yeah.
After all the comforting, after all everything, then we might now have conversation about, wait a minute, when did you even start this one and that one? But I would have done the exact same thing because the empathy is there, and the word has run away from my head.
Okay.
But
so the reason,
good job.
the reason why I brought this demonstration is because fact. There's nothing wrong technically with Jacinta's example or demonstration. Same with Alice's demonstration. We have two parents from two generations or two different school of thoughts. One understands it this way, the other understands it the other way, like that. I know if I had gone to my parents little and be like, oh, they break up with me, guess the response I will hear.
Boost.
Yes, it has. because there is people. So there's the old school way of doing things, and that's what we got the first demonstration, and then the new school way of doing things. That's what we're getting. So let's take.
Also, a note to make here, right, is that I'm a therapist.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
And so most parents are not therapists, or they don't have that, maybe that extra skill training that help you train with, okay, hey, this is how you empathize with somebody. This is how you do this. This is how maybe you help a child see perspective that, oh, so this may not actually be the last time or the first time only, that there is something in store for me, or this can happen again, or there is a possibility that I will stop feeling bad and maybe I will find somebody else that I like and date again and all of those things. So again, most parents wouldn't be like me because most parents are not therapists.
Very true. Very true. We have a comment that says, Jacinta is from the old school of thought. See, you can't reach what you don't have. This is what she has. Parents that were parented by our parents need to be reparented. You cannot give what you don't have. And then another comment says, this from Ray, I think sometimes it's easier said than done. Jacinta's response is most mothers' response, which is very true. I agree. Exactly, Max. Generations are different, and with that comes different ways of communication and dealing with these kinds of sensitive issues. Physical location plays a part too, which is very true. But what I want to add to this is, at the end of the day, I think we have to understand. I don't know if Mr. Stanley will agree with me on this, or if Jacinta will agree with me on this, but at the end of the day, we have to understand the generation we're in. We need to understand the generation we're in. We're not in our generation of ignorance, and I call it ignorance because social media wasn't that much of a thing during our time.
It wasn't at all.
News will come up at a certain time with their yellow and colored display. Internet wasn't there. So learning was kind of tough. We learned what we saw. Hey, if I was in that shoes, I might even react the same way and Jacinta reacted because, yeah, are you kidding me? Who broke up with you? They break up with you? What? And then I don't know what I would say next. Did you tell me you were in a relationship? You know, but things like that. But at the end of the day, it's very important that we all gravitate mentally also towards the generation we're in. Because if we do not readjust our mindset, things will slip through the cracks that we would not be able to handle. Let's take this comment from Bon Charles. No, I can't interpret this.
Is that French or
It
what?
looks like it. Can you type it in English, please?
What if they're
Bonjour.
watching from
I think
Mr. Stanley,
that's a friend. That's
Can
a
you help
friend.
us?
wait, hold on, sir. Jacinta wants to translate.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
I said that's the friend. I think she's the one I sent a link to. She's the one saying that. I don't know if she's the
We are
one.
translate, Jacinta.
Your man knows Sabi read.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Stanley, what do you think? What do you think about this before we begin to wrap up?
Well, this is what I will say to parents: be involved in the lives of your children. Know everything about them, and also remember, children are different. They process things differently.
Oh yeah.
Do not chase money and forget the children at home, and not be involved in what they are doing, knowing what they are doing at every step of the way. Intentionally do it. You have to. Because like Max rightly said, yes, social media is a big influence these days. But the truth about this whole thing is all of these things that we're saying now were happening in the days when there was no social media. But it's just that it is not transmissible that fast and quick. You find them in little pockets in communities. But social media has taken it to a different level. That what happened in Kenya?
Mm-hmm.
We're hearing it here in a split second. So it spreads it wide and very far. But the bottom line is intentionally be involved in your children's lives. And there are things you have to discourage them from doing. I don't care if it's what's happening out there. I visited a friend of mine many years ago here in the US when I was still in Arkansas. And I noticed, well, actually he's older than me. He's not a friend, but I went to his house and I noticed one day he was speaking to one of his children. And he said, out there is America. Outside this door is America. Inside this door, inside the house is Nigeria. So, and the children are well behaved. I mean, I'm surprised. I was really surprised. They're all grown now, married, But I asked him, why did you say that? He said, well, he understands what's outside. And it's not everything that's outside that the children has to participate in, no matter what it is, or if it's trending or not trending. There are things, whatever you allow is what your children will deal with. And they will process the same information differently. And in the same home will process the same information differently. So the question is, do you want it in or not? If you think it's not good, don't let it in. If you think it won't help, keep it away. If you know you can manage it, then go through the process. But don't, in my language, there's this adage. They say the meat that you don't want to eat, don't use your teeth to split it. So I'm using English, but it won't make real good sense. But don't split it and give it to others to eat it. So yes, it's trending outside. My kids have come to ask me that my classmate is having a sleepover. We're discussing it in class. What do you think? And I said it's not good. We don't do it. Period. It ends there. But guess what? Same classmate still came and said, "Oh, I would like to come do a sleepover in your place." I didn't find that one out until the day I went to school to pick up my children, and the parent of that child stopped me and said, "Oh, my child was asking to do a sleepover, and she said that your daughter said it's not done, that she doesn't think that that's right." And I said, "Yes, we don't do that. You don't sleep over in other people's homes."
Mhm.
And it ended there. And till tomorrow, she respected that decision. And my children know it. So it's not everything you allow. There are things you have to keep away and let the children, you talk to them, or you don't just Lord, what do you call, commands on them. You let them know why it's not important. It's good, but it's not necessary. Just like Paul said in the Bible, a lot of things are expedient and but not necessary. You know, so there are things you allow, there are things you don't allow. The next door family can be doing it, you don't do it, and it helps. You shape your children the way you want them to be. So be intentional about it. It's not everything they teach them at school that is good. And God has helped me, myself and my wife, so well that my children fact check everything they learn at school with me, and they're able to talk to their teacher eyeball to eyeball to say, I don't think this is right. And the teacher reach out to us, and it's how we raise our children, and they respect it in the school. So be mindful of what you allow. That every kid has an iPad doesn't mean yours need to have one. If you think it's going to distract them, don't give it to them. If they need to have physical paper books to read, get them the paper books to read. If they need it, if it's very necessary, control it. Give it to them, sit with them, let them do whatever assignment or homework they need to do. And after that, you take it out. That's if the child doesn't have control over it. And speak to them about it while you are doing that. They will understand it. It will help to avoid these kind of things.
All right, sir. Thank you. I personally think that some reasons might be, a lot of parents would be like, "Oh, whatever my parents did not do for me, I'll make sure I do for my children 100%," and things like that. And
I've heard that before.
Yeah. Whenever I hear that, I'm like, come on, really?
Are you right?
Look at the way you turned out. And then you want to do what did he not do for you? But let's take this comment real quick. You see, empathy and validation of our feelings were missing from the old school parenting style. But honestly, we did not turn out bad at all. This generation, they are very inquisitive. They're very inquisitive, and they seek for explanations. So as parents, patience is needed to listen, understand, and share our thoughts and validate the feelings of our children. But I have to state the fact that parenting in this generation is not easy at all, because there are way more factors than before, which is true. It is necessary for people to go to therapy so they can heal their hurt and raise their children from a healed mindset. Hurt people will hurt people, and healed people will heal people, because you can only give what you have. It starts with us as parents being self-responsible and healing our traumas and bias from generations to generations. Okay, so do not transfer traumas from generations to generations. This is what I have to. This comment.
Thank
this comment
you to that commenter.
Very, very spot on. Very spot on.
Was that the French one?
Say that again.
Was that the French commenter?
No.
We are still waiting for the translation on that one.
You see, the thing is this, right? As this person commented, right? A lot of parents go into parenthood hurt by their parents.
Yeah.
And still hurt by their parents. And unfortunately, you think you've gone past it and it can't affect your children. That's a lie. There's something called generational trauma. Unknowingly to you, that transfers. You need to put a solid stop to it. Solid stop to it in the sense that you seek help. Parents that respond by saying, oh, what my parents did not do for me, I will make sure I do for my children 100%. Guess what? It really shows how unhealed you are. Why? Because the trauma your parents put you through is still a major factor in your life. And you trying to avert, trying to maneuver without being properly healed would land your children in something new that even you yourself did not even go through. So it's important that we heal our mindset.
And this trauma you're talking about, Max, just to add to it, I believe you guys know, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, there's good and bad trauma.
Mm-hmm.
For parents, the parents that I've heard that say, what my parents didn't do for me, I will do for my children. You're very right. That's trauma. That's good, but really not good. Good in the sense that you were not beaten, you were not subjected to something bad that harmed you. But it's the feeling of not having what you really wanted as a child. You didn't get enough toys, you didn't go on vacations, you didn't play like you saw other children do.
So
and
how is
with you? It lived with you till you grew up, and now you're saying, "Get all of
Stanley side by side."
Get all of these. So
how is that good?
It's good, but you're traumatized by the fact that you never had these things.
There's no
growing up.
There's no good trauma. Trauma is trauma for a reason.
No, again, I don't believe all trauma is trauma. But when you say trauma, it's not because you were hurt only. Your mind, it's the mind that's being, it's dealing with a challenge. And it's not a physical trauma that hurts you in your mind. But
technician, bring Alice to the middle. Alice, please. Stanley, please hold on. I want to
maybe this will clear what you're saying. If not, it is painful to you to see that your friends had the good things in life.
That is what makes it trauma. It's your perception that makes it trauma.
It was traumatic to the child, and the child grew up with it. And that's why they are saying today that I will make sure that everything I didn't get, I will give it to my child. It's something they've lived with from childhood till now. If they were beaten and traumatized, they won't be making that kind of statement. Everything I did get, I'll give to my children. It's because of what they never had. The lack.
That is the most, Stanley, that is a sign that they were seriously traumatized.
And that's why I call it good trauma.
No, there's nothing like good trauma. There is nothing like good trauma.
Well, that's my definition.
that's your opinion.
But I'm saying your mental status has a challenge that it's still not processed yet. And you are saying that I will make sure that these children get that thing that I did not get. It's something that stuck with you from childhood. It's not a physical pain that's stuck there in the brain and you're dealing with. It's a pain, but it's not a pain per se. I don't know how to explain.
But you are still operating from a place of deficit, from a place of wound. There is still a wound that hasn't been dealt with.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a wound like you get.
Yeah, I think what Mr. Stanley
that stayed with you in your brain.
There are traumas that are good traumas. My father would say this: I did not go to school, and I will want my children will go to school to the level they want to. So I think that's a good trauma, because he didn't go to school, but he wants his children to go to school. And I think that's where Mr. Stanley is drawing his point. There are good traumas where there are also bad traumas.
So if I may get Jacinta real quick, Alice. If I get Jacinta's point very well, the trauma that traumatized your father changed your father's mindset to help the child for good doesn't mean that the trauma is a good trauma to your father. It's a good trauma to the child because the child got something else. But
Again,
It
you're
becomes
saying
good
what I'm
trauma
saying.
trauma.
because it
There is
becomes
no good trauma.
You're
because
saying what I'm
Trauma.
what
saying.
he did not
No, there's
achieve.
no
Can
good.
we
You're
Now, like
saying what I'm saying. It's a good
it's a
trauma
good
that
trauma
makes
to
you
him
do
There's
good.
no
because
good
what he did
trauma.
not
can we
his
pause?
own
Can we
child was
pause?
able
Can
to
we?
achieve it.
Can we pause?
Yes, please.
There are people listening, right?
Ah,
And there are people who would listen, right, from this. So I feel like we should give them the right information.
Yeah.
The idea of good trauma, I feel like, is Jacinta and Mr. Stanley. That's your personal opinion. When we go into the data, when we go into research, there is nothing like good trauma.
They haven't found it
is
yet,
good
but I'm
about
giving you my own definition of it.
That is your own definition.
What do you call it? What do you
that
call
is
it?
your own definition, not a
That thing I
clinical
did
one.
not
It's
achieve,
good
but I
because
was able to
it
give it to
yielded
my
good
child.
result for you, for your children.
That's your personal thing. I'm just saying, just to educate the people who will listen,
Yeah.
that clinically, medically, there is nothing like
No good
We're
trauma.
trauma.
not clinical stuff here. I'm just giving you a
Yes,
perspective.
I think
Okay,
she's
so
talking about in medical aspect, because the truth of the matter is what some of the fathers or the parents could not give their children. And if they said, their own father didn't give them, they'll say, because I didn't get it, I will give it to my children. I think it's a good thing. And now, like what Minister Meg said, that it's a trauma to them. How has it become a trauma to them? Why they watch their children achieve what their parents could not give them, or why they watch what their parents could not give them, they're giving it to their children. It's a good thing.
Okay,
So how is it a trauma to them?
let's take it this way, right? Let's take it this way. I understand what you both are saying, right? I understand what you both are saying, but I believe the only problem here is the semantics of the whole thing, the words being used.
Yes.
You understand? A parent was traumatized, and based on their trauma, they decided to act differently towards
do
their
better for their
children
children.
and do better for their children. Now, where was the trauma in the first place? With the parent. Based on that trauma, how did the parent perceive the traumatic experience? Trauma is personalized. How did they perceive that traumatic experience? That is the one. That is the first thing. It was a trauma that was on the parent. You understand? Now, the parent decided to change how to work or work with their own children. Doesn't mean that the parent now took the trauma and converted it to good trauma and passed the trauma to the child. No, the parent only learned. Sorry, sir. Hold on, sir.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Yeah, exactly. That's not what you said. But what I'm saying is, what you said is the effect of the trauma. Mrs. Stanley, correct me if I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
The effect of the trauma is what you're talking about now as good trauma, Abi. If the person changes it to good.
It produced
Exactly.
good results.
Okay, but academically, there is no good trauma. Trauma that was done was to the parent.
No.
And the parent.
Let's talk academics. We're not going to start that conversation because I have
Okay. Let's agree
to disagree
for the first time. Let's agree to disagree. Okay, but
my point is, the point I made actually, and maybe I'll rephrase. You say it this way better. The trauma, whatever makes somebody to relieve, or not relieve, but restate a deficit in their childhood as a parent now, to say, I will make sure that I give to my child every good thing that I did not get as a child coming on, is something that's stuck in the brain based on how they live their lives, that they've carried on to parenthood, that they are now saying they will give to their child. Not the trauma, but the good things that they did not get.
There you go.
Give it to the child.
Yeah.
All right.
Trauma,
We have landed.
Perfect. Now
we have landed safely.
Now we are on the
I
same.
landed long ago. You just didn't do it.
But we have landed safely.
Long ago. Alice, what do you think?
Oh yeah, yeah.
He fine-tuned it. So
Yes, I was just thinking, we
More
are
academicians and experts in this. You should know what I mean.
Mr. Stanley, it's not about knowing what you mean. It's about
not-
hearing it, and
it's not everybody
because not everybody would know what you
understand.
mean.
Yeah.
There are
Well,
people watching.
the point was
And when you ask the question, when you said good trauma, bad trauma, I kind of knew where you were headed, and I nodded my head. But the thing is, I get it, but there are people that would not be able to get it. So that's why we had to take time to break it down, even including you broke it down and ended up, saying it the way that you said it, which makes a lot of sense. Jacinta, what do you have to say? Olivia, you will say something after Jacinta.
Okay.
What am I supposed to say again?
End of discussion.
Must you fight all the time? Yeah? Must you fight all the time? No, Ungu cap.
Well, I think I've argued so much that I have just said what I'm supposed to say.
Okay. So we have a comment before Olivia talks. We have a comment that says, there's nothing like food, like good or bad trauma. Trauma is trauma. Maybe you are trying to say good or bad response to trauma. I believe you are talking about traumatic response, good responses and bad responses. Okay. Olivia?
Yes.
In 30 seconds.
That's too small.
Yeah, talk what you want to talk. Before you come and traumatize me.
Well, this is what I want to say. I want to urge parents to let's make more effort to know our children and understand them and be that outlet for them. This, like everybody has been saying, this generation is very different. We're now raising them alone. They have outside noises that are, coming at them. It is what we do that will determine the outcome for our children. This 16-year-old girl now is responsible for the life of several people. Not only as that will affect the families of those victims, but also hers, because they will forever be finger pointing. So because of that, that's why we need to know what's going on with our children at all time. And we need to let them know that they cannot be afraid to tell us anything. And I'm saying this most especially for us Nigerian mothers. You that are listening to this show right now. Let's not be tigress for our children. This past week was very traumatic for me, talking about trauma and all. Because
coming from somebody that when I was on the phone with 2 days ago,
who told you to touch it? Who told you to touch it? What are you even talking about? Ignore him.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 17-year-old daughter that, this last Wednesday was, for me and her, it was a lot. And what happened, even though it made me sad, I was glad that she told me about it. And she didn't feel like she had to hide it. And
do you want to tell us what it is?
I can't.
No.
Oh, we don't need to know.
I can if you want, but I won't do it.
Yeah, you don't have to tell us.
Yeah.
So please, because I've seen some of our mothers. I've seen how we all are. And I know that Nigerian mentality, before small thing, you are looking for Orogun to beat your child. Please, let's change from that. It's not all about, my father was a disciplinarian. My mother was a disciplinarian. No, it's not all about that anymore. If we want to start talking trauma, this is epitome of trauma sitting down here. Him that is laughing to the left of me, or even his right or something, I don't know. He knows that this is frozen and thawed trauma sitting down here.
And that's not good. Though. It means
it
means you are still in trauma. You have no healed.
I experienced everything. He helped me heal on some of these traumas I'm talking about. And luckily for me, I have people like him to help me so it doesn't affect my children. But it's not like that for everybody. Some of us are still transferring that trauma to our children, and it's not good. So please, let's find a way to heal so then we can heal our children.
Thank you very much. So what she indirectly just said is try to get a free professional that can be helping you without you paying. That's all she just said.
I can say very proudly that I was his number one patient. He had me as a patient even before he got certified.
Don't go.
So I think he needs to give me. He needs to give me some.
No, he
will not. No, he was not. No. He was not practice, but because he already knew what he wants to do.
He only talked to you as a brother. That's all.
Thank you, Stanley. Why should people come after my license?
No, come on. I think everybody know what I mean.
Okay, so we have Ginger Man in the house. Ginger Man, don't worry. Next week,
Ginger Man.
Well, he says, my people. He also says, then discipline me. Yourself must collect.
That's trauma. That's trauma transference right there.
Ginger Man.
Don't transfer your. Don't transfer your trauma to those children.
Actually, a lot of parents are doing that, though. A lot of parents are doing that.
Yeah, that's.
Oh God. We thank
you know.
Look at it this way.
If maybe one day,
we'll come and talk about our trauma story.
Don't let us do that. Hey,
I think we should do that one of these days. Alice, what do you think?
They almost beat me to death.
I'm telling you, you don't want to hear it. No.
Alice, what do you think? I think we should one day we should just come and everybody just be talking their
traumatic experiences.
Yeah.
After we finish talking or waking up the trauma, is there going to be a healing class?
Is there going to be a healing class? Well,
yeah.
Step one of actually healing is acceptance.
Exactly, but I think
a lot of people tend to freeze their trauma, tend to want to pretend it never happened, tend to want to hide it, and it stays there as a problem.
I put it this way.
You see, frozen and told. That's why I say that.
They lie to themselves that it never happened.
Yeah.
That's how they internalize it. But there's always a trigger that brings it out.
This red will wear today.
Hey,
yeah, I do agree with you.
God save us from trauma.
In 30 seconds each, what do you guys have to say about this particular story about the girl who offed her ex-boyfriend and his friends, accidentally the friends? What advice do you have to young people in this generation that are coming up? What do you have to say to them in 30 seconds? Jacinta, what do you have to say?
Well, what I have to say to them, this younger one coming up, is take it easy. Everybody have different mindset and what they can handle. And another thing is that revenge is not just the key. You don't take decisions in your hands.
Yep.
When it is something that you can handle, just like I will always say, let go and leave. Just forget about that environment. I believe in just letting go and then leave that environment for once, and then learn to talk to someone about it if you can. But if you cannot, then go somewhere else and grieve, because I think grieving is allowed. And after then you come back fulfilled, and then you think of what next to do. But taking decisions in your hands is going to jeopardize your entire destiny.
Thank you very much, Jacinta. Thank you. Olivia, what do you have
Yes.
to say? 30 seconds.
Well, my condolences to the family that lost their loved ones, and to everybody, please, let's be guided. I don't, I don't know, this girl, well, may God be with you, because I don't even know if if there's a case going on now, or if she's
There's an ongoing case, yeah.
Aha. So I don't know where this is going to end, but may the Lord be with you. If you get out of this one, I hope you make better decisions moving forward. And to everybody else, please talk to someone. Talk to someone. Don't try to do it all by yourself. Don't carry it all by yourself. If you feel like something is going on, talk to somebody about it. Because if you keep quiet, those voices in your head, they are going to tell you to do something, and you will do the wrong thing. So say it out.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mrs. Stanley. No, Alice, go first.
Yeah. So I think what I would say is what the girl did is not a good thing. There is nothing good about it. It shouldn't be repeated. Nobody should think about it as a way to handle a breakup or anything like that. It's not a good behavior. And I think all of us here, we are condemning that behavior.
Yes.
Yes.
The other thing is also for the young people out there, breaking up with somebody is not the end of your life. In the moment, it hurts. In the moment, it's painful. But I can guarantee you that there is always tomorrow. You are going to laugh again. You are going to smile again. There is so much out there. If there is anybody going through a breakup, there is so much to life than the present moment that feels so unbearable. You are going to look back at it and you are going to laugh at even how you were behaving then. And then my other thing would be to parents is that resiliency is a skill. It's a set of skills that all parents should help their children build and develop those skills, not only to deal with a breakup, but to deal with all the atrocities that is going to come up in life. You help them deal with it. So that could include that sometimes you have to make your children learn to struggle. I don't think it's struggling, but let them have adversities in their life and do not be so quick to fix things for them. Like, hey, oh, 1 plus 1, then you go like, oh, 2. You are indirectly you are not teaching them problem solving. 1 plus 1, what do you think? How should we go about it? For you, the parents, it could take some time, but you are teaching them a skill of problem solving. You are teaching them a skill of okay, life is going to be full of challenges. We solve them. I'm not going to be here all the time to take the pain away, to take the burden away. But sometimes you have to go through those moments. So please, 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 parents, teach your children and help them build resilience to deal with these things in life.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Actually, before Stanley says something, just thinking out loud, when you teach your children to try to learn something that they don't want to learn, and you teach and you teach and you teach them, Stanley said good trauma. But let's continue. Stanley, go ahead.
Well, if you teach them and they don't want to learn, then it's not the right time for them to learn. This is what I'll say to everyone. Please be good to yourself and to everyone. Be the change that you want to see in the next person. To parents, make your children your best friends. And remember that although you are parents, you still have to learn, because the things that your children are exposed to now were not there when you were traveling this road. So go back and learn, or learn with them. Be informed about what is happening around you. And don't be ashamed to ask for your kids to explain to you. And when they explain to you, if it doesn't make sense, do not be erratic. Children, make your parents your best friends. They are your best teachers. They have traveled the road that you're going through now. And if you don't have a parent, find a trusted person that is older than you that you can have a conversation with. And when you have a conversation, for those that have parents and those who don't have parents, please talk about everything. It's only there to help you. All knowledge is good, but at the same time, not all knowledge is good. Filter what you accept. It is not everything that you hear that you have to give your ears to. Some of them you have to put them away. It will help your mind process things one at a time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stanley. From me.
Mr. Stanley, are you a preacher?
You're seeing Bishop here.
I'm not.
Bishop.
I am not.
Alice, why did you ask this question?
No, I mean when he speaks, the tone, the baritones.
No,
Mr. Stanley, do you have a calling on your head?
Wait.
no, I don't. I don't think I'm fit for that one.
Oh, people, ladies and gentlemen, I hope people hearing me. I hope so. People will say I'm speaking like a preacher now.
Yeah. So everybody's trying to have a baritone.
You're speaking like a drunk.
What did you say?
Max, you're not did that one. You're not there.
I don't did that one. No, you not there.
You know enter. Max, you know enter.
Not at all. Not
I'll
at
try,
all.
I'll try again next time. I'll try again next time, guys. But this is it. This is it for me, right? I do think that if your child must do certain things, they should be well prepared for it. They should be well equipped for it. Teach your children. See, there's something, like Ali said, there's something about preparing a mind ahead of time. Because we live in a world where all these things will happen. Breakup will happen. Disappointment will happen. Loss will happen. So many other things will happen. You will try, you will fail, you will try, you will fail again, you will fail again, you will try, you will fail again, and fail again, and try. And you will eventually get it if you get it. If you don't get it, try something else. But there is something about prepping yourself about that. I, for one, I like to, one of these kind of persons that I would like to mentally prepare myself for something. Let's say I apply for a job, and while I'm waiting, I would not 100% tell myself I'm going to get it and I'm going to get it and that is final. No. Give rooms for what else. It's not that my faith is not strong. My faith is there. I have faith. But what's my plan B? What am I going to do if this doesn't work? But my condolence to the family of the people that lost their life. May their soul rest in peace. For the girl, like Olivia said, when you get out of it, I hope you learn better. And for other parents, please and please, like Stanley and everybody has said, take time to know your children. Each child is different. What applies to child A will not apply to child B. I learned that from my parents. The way they raised me is different from the way they raised my siblings or the other sibling or the other
Because
sibling.
you are the stubbornness.
You say?
Because you are the stubbornness.
How is that your business?
Well, he did not deny it. He said, how is it my business? He did not deny it.
I don't have to deny or accept anything. I can plead the fifth. That's why I'm an American. Okay?
50 70.
But actually,
Continue.
yes, that one day and my stubbornness is helping me. But it's important that we learn daily, like Stanley alluded to, like Alice alluded to. It is important that you upgrade yourself Update your software. Update it, or you should I call it hardware now. Update it, because if you stay stuck to what you learned from your parent time have passed. This is not even your time. This is your children time. And you know what children are doing these days?
You feel good.
You see, people are always talking about internet, right? There's a 7-year-old that is a millionaire right now because he was trading stocks. Why didn't he go on TikTok and be dancing and be shaking bum? Anyway, we'll talk more about that next time. But before we go, I don't know why today's show is just dragging me towards Ghana. I hope Alice will translate this.
Leave Alice alone, please.
He was baptizing. Jesus came from Galilee to Jordan to be baptized. So Jesus came from Galilee. Of Galilee because that years to percent born again.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week.
The Bible said